All right, all right, all right, all right. Welcome to the show, guys. Let's do this one. Yo, 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 all of you guys, awesome, awesome. You're already here. Awesome, KR, awesome, Bubble. Nice to see you guys here. I literally had to just start the show. No intro, nothing whatsoever. That's not an intro, by the way. I mean, those of you guys who thought it was an intro, it's actually not an intro. It's just a waiting scene. It's just in case. So I just thought I'd kind of, give you guys some music to play and do whatever before the show starts. Because sometimes, just when I'm about to do something, something else happens, right? And then we could have a little bit of an issue. So I just thought I'd sort something out for you guys. Now, let me get into the chat and see what's going on. Give me a second. Let me quickly jump onto my stream so I can see the chat. Thanks for my time, for your time. No, thank you for your time, bro. Well, me and KR was having a conversation, basically. And I said to KR, if there's enough demand, I'll jump on the stream. Not an issue. But I don't want to really jump on the stream if it's just going to be KR and myself. So what I want to show you, and KR, this one's for you. Okay, this one's for you. So, and Bubble as well. Of course, this is for the whole community. You see this link here? So just below the main chat, you can jump in here and ask me questions directly, and then we can answer as many questions as you want. I know there's a lot of questions, there's a lot of things. So in today's video, one of the most important things that I want everybody to understand, number one rule, I'm not a financial advisor. Number two, everything I'm about to say regarding the title, what will happen if we had a global market crash, is only my opinion and nothing else. Because we don't know what the market's going to do tomorrow, nobody has a crystal ball. I cannot predict or project what will happen, but I can only theorize based on my previous experience and based on other data that we've collected, what might be possible or what we can see. And also being in crypto, we can also see what crypto, what will happen to crypto, what might happen, what benefits or the losses of crypto would be. So anyone who wants to ask me a question, jump here and we can do a live little session here. No worries. We're not going to make it too long. I know a lot of you guys have work to go to. I myself has a lot of stuff to do. So we're going to keep it nice and short. So rather than going through the chats and this and that, we can probably just do it on the live. So jump in if you're here. Any one of you, just jump in here and just say hi, introduce yourself, and then from that point onwards, we'll move forward. But do give me a little heads up when you do enter, because if you are on the chart, the charts, I'm not going to be able to see it. So I hope that makes sense to you. Actually, no, I might be able to see it. Let me see if I can see it. Let's see if I do this. Does it work? Sorry, guys, I'm just trying to see if I was to miniaturize this. Nah, not entirely. No, so again, I'll have to leave it on the side somewhere. So what I'll do, I'll just leave it here, so that way at least I'll have some idea what's going on. So if I just leave it here, for example, I think, yeah, that's good enough right now. And then if I jump into my thing, yeah, I can actually see a little bit of it on the side. So I'm okay for that, no worries. So, guys, throw me your coins if you have your coins you want to talk about while we go into this subject and start talking about what it could mean for the global market, and we'll do some deep analysis as well. Not analysis, but mostly my opinions. That's what I would say. So yeah, let's get all geared up. So when everybody's ready, throw me your coins, let me know, show me your coins, and we'll move on from there. So let's quickly have a look at what we can see happening right now in the global market. Number one fact we're having is we've got a lot of USD being printed, It's just ridiculous amount of USD, right? When you look at this DAI, TUSD, USDK, USDC, BUSD, TUSD, True USD, you name it, everything USD is just, it's going insane, right? And also, is the chat bugged? Let me have a quick look and see if the chat is bugged or if the chat is still there. I have no idea, I'm telling you. Let me reload and see if that actually works. So yeah, guys, it's going to be an interesting one. We want to understand what the market is doing and how basically things are moving and what we could expect, right, if the market crashes. And obviously we are crypto fanatics, so we want to keep it crypto related as much as possible and then move forward from there. So if you're new to the channel, guys, smash that like button so we can tell the others, everyone else oblivious to what will happen, or people who are suffering from FOMO disorder and FUD disorder. You know, these are two disorders that we have in the market, right? Absolute disorders. And unfortunately, until now, science has not proven to find any medication for people with FOMO disorder or people with FUD disorder. So I hope that kind of makes sense, right? So what we want to do is keep clear, you know, not be on that pill, not orange pill or blue pill for us. We just want to be real about the market and what the market can do. All right, and listen to the Nightbot. Okay, Nightbot says, be awesome, smash that like button and subscribe if you already haven't done so. Right, so do that. Right, let's go into this and have a look and see what the market's doing. So Twitter's on fire today regarding the Evergrande thingy that we have, right? A bit of a crash on Evergrande. But I was actually looking at the market myself and I was like, okay, if Evergrande has done that, great, no problem. So obviously I'm looking at the Dow Jones, I'm looking at the S&P 500, and I can see how these guys are coming down, how, you know, and when you look at some of these big boys, there's not really that much happening. Okay, so when I'm looking at this, I'm not really seeing much happening in these. I'm just seeing a little bit of a movement. But remember, these markets, they close. They're 9-to-5 markets. So we're not really seeing what's actually going on. You know what I mean? These, as much as we would love to, that we're not really seeing what's going on. It depends on which part of the world we're in and which market trading hours we're trading on. And this is where a lot of this news comes in. So by the time you find out would be when the market opens tomorrow, and that would be Europe. So when Europe markets open up tomorrow, then we will know exactly what's happening in the market, right? Very important to understand this kind of stuff, right? So there was another company that I did kind of write about. Let me just see what that company was called, because I did mention something about this company. Signup or Signup, I forgot what the company was called. Give me a sec. Yeah, I've been posting quite a few stuff here. Yes, Signup Holdings. So it's pronounced, it's spelled S-I-N-I-C, right? And if we go to all, I should be able to find it. Yep, Signup Holdings. This one here. So this one here, based on the news that came out today regarding Evergrande, and Evergrande didn't do much, I'll be honest with you. Evergrande literally just blipped a little bit, done about 5% on one index chart. Other than that, nothing much. This one, look at this. It was going steady, everything is all awesome, nothing bad about it, and then boom. And you know this dump, I actually posted it on thing as well. So this is on a weekly. Let me get it on daily. So this is on a daily. You can see what's happened on this one daily candle. It dumped 90%, guys. So we talk about 50% dumps and corrections on Bitcoin, and a lot of people panic about this stuff, right? And we're like, look, guys, it's normal. In fact, this channel's logo is expect a dump after a pump, right? That's what we always say, you know, or expect a pump after a dump. Here, this thing just had 90%. This is a company just had a 90% dump. I mean, I don't see a bright future for this because the investors will panic, take their money out, company's gone. That's it, one day, company's gone. And this is the problem a lot of centralized institutions have. And we talk about something like, there was something on CNBC talking about contagion, right? So that some of these companies are contagious. They're like a disease. They're absolutely like a disease. So they have this, you know, effect where if one company goes down, people start panicking. You know, especially people with big, large, diversified portfolios, they actually start panicking and start taking their money out of the stock market. And that's like the beginning of the end, right? Because that's how a stock market collapses. Everybody starts taking their money out because they're not sure. They don't want to be the last one. So everybody wants to front run everybody else, takes their money out. So stock market is not about front running people and just buying the cheap stock. Mostly it's about most people panicking and taking their money out as fast as they can, and this is what happens. You just need one or two whales to take their money out or dump the stock, and here we are. Now, if they truly believe in the company, they could buy it back up here. That's not a problem. I'm sure someone's probably done that, buy it back cheap. and continue, right? It could have been nothing, just a minor little glitch. Tomorrow, come back on the news headlines and say, "Oh, we apologize. We had a little bit of a bug, and everything was back to normal. It was just a glitch." Even Evergrande, everyone's talking about Evergrande, but Evergrande didn't dump anything. Evergrande actually announced it that they might potentially be defaulting. They didn't say anything about defaulting, and then the news exploded. Oh my God, Fortune 500 company Evergrande, 136 on the global Fortune 500 list rank, is about to go bust. Well, yeah, that's what they do. And what happens when you're in the Fortune 500? Well, you get a bailout. So why is it such a big news? I don't think it is a big news. In my opinion, this is a start of something, right? And ultimately, I'm going to see, as I said, it's like a contagious disease, right? It's going to go, and this is going to be, we had C19 last year, March 2020, right? We had C19, which was an event, a black swan event. I've got a feeling this is the start of another black swan event. Right, but this one's got to do with the financial markets and everything. So all that money printing, some money's got to be destroyed somehow. How do you answer for all that money out there? How do you account for all the money that you've printed over the past year? So when you look at all of this, this is all the beginning of something that's coming. Now, I want to pull all of this over to crypto. And I want to say, okay, what do I think this will do to crypto? Well, anybody smart enough, and a lot of people are smart right now, a lot of investors right now are very, very smart. And what these smart investors are doing, they've obviously been diversifying their portfolio into cryptocurrency and whatnot, right? And other assets. Because bonds, people just don't want to buy bonds anymore. Those are just government debts. What's the point buying government debts? Because the government's in more debt right now. And the risk is that at some point, when we have so much liquid money, someone's going to come in and actually wipe that money off. It's going to be wiped off one way or another, whether it's going to be a bailout or whether it's going to be another 2008 financial crisis. God knows what it's going to be. It's definitely going to get bailed out. So we're like wipe off, written off, literally, how you write your debt off, right? You're in debt, you can't pay it off. Well, then they come in and they write it off. Something like that's going to happen. And I'm not going against anything. I love money printing because the more money they print, the more Bitcoin's worth. Right, so for the crypto economy, it's actually very good. Continue printing money. We really want you to carry on, print 24/7, and give us bigger gains. And smart money will continuously come to our economy. Because remember, cryptocurrency, this global market cap of 11,972 coins, this is our domain. This is not the global domain. Fresh institutional money are coming into here very slowly, very cautiously. They're new. I mean, a lot more may come if we had an ETF, but because we don't have an ETF, they're coming to us directly. What are they doing? They're buying stuff on chain. They're buying stuff on metric. They're buying OTC, and they're not buying small amounts. They're buying hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars worth. That's what they do. All right. This is all open from before, but I'll just open something here. For example, let's go into notifications. And let's just open my favorite one here, for example. This is my favorite one of all, right? This is what we're seeing. What's moving in, what's moving out. And we can see big boys are not playing with small money. Big boys are not playing with small money. Big boys are playing with big money. So when big boys are playing with big money, they understand something. So a lot of people may be prepared to dump or whatever, but ultimately what I'm seeing is when I go back here, all I see is there's so much more of this BUSD being minted, so much more of this USDC being minted amongst all the FUD that is in the market, amongst all the news that is in the market. We are seeing massive amounts of USDT pegged coins being printed, ready to be deployed on an exchange. On top of that, we actually understand that none of this is being taken off or being bought. They're just being left on an exchange. You look at the exchange inflow, outflow, they're just sitting there, right? So this all is good news for us. I mean, for me, obviously, I'm going to say it's good news because ultimately the way I see things. And I think Yami just joined. Hi, Yami. Nice to see you on the show. If you haven't watched the earlier show, then you wouldn't really know what I'm talking about on this particular show. But I'll tell you this much, that previously we had approximately 2,000 Bitcoin entering exchanges to be dumped. So to answer your question, yes, you can see 4,000 Bitcoin overall has entered the cryptocurrency exchanges. And if 4,000 have come in and they're being converted to USDT, we do know what is about to come. Now, all of this, there are multiple scenarios. You see, we have to be logical and kind of reasonable to how we actually see this, right? And what do we think about all of this? So one of the things that I'm looking at, now let me just put my thing on charge. Give me a second. Right. So one of the things that I'm actually seeing right now is I've noticed how Ethereum has been leaving the exchanges. So we know that a lot of the institutions are heavily bullish on Ethereum, and we know there's been a narrative right now going around the internet regarding how ETH could be flippening Bitcoin. We know the ETH flippening, right? They talk about it, and all that means is you take money out of all of this and you have a bigger market cap to this. When you have a bigger market cap here, you know, more than $800 billion, you flip. That's what you do. You ultimately flip this. Now, one of the best part about this is the moment this flips over this number, well, you've already got double the price. And then it's like a catalyst, right? So you've just created a chain of events. This starts moving back up, sees more bullish. This becomes a little bit bearish. People jump into this, push the price even further, and voila, you know, we have ourselves a 10K Ethereum, and then obviously a massive dump. That's what we're going to see. Right now, going back into the stock market, so I don't want to drift away too much. Going back into the stock market, when we're looking at, you know, our coins, like the one I'm following is US30, right? When we're following all of this and when we're seeing what kind of dumps they've had recently, like today, the amount of money that's been dumped into these index funds, and remember, index funds are the best funds to invest into. But if they've had this dump, and as I said, this could be the beginning of something more bigger. Overall, the short answer to what I'm about to talk about is that smart investors will, and they will bring their money into assets that they've noticed did not suffer as much. In the global economy, when you've got $100 trillion market, right, or some of these indexes which are actually worth a lot more, when they dump 1%, 2%, that's billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars. Like, for example, 1% is like $100 billion. So it's a lot of money for them, you know, when you're talking about this money that really doesn't grow. It's just plugged in. It doesn't really go anywhere because you don't really see much of a move. I mean, when you look at this, if we measure this, I'll show you what I mean. Right, the percentage are not that much. Like, for example, this whole candle here up to the body is only 1.74%. Here it's only 2.66%. So of course it looks big, but they're actually not big percentage. They're very small percentage, minute percentages that move up and down, right? So the short answer to Yamvi is yeah. I mean, short answer to Yamvi is very simple. Yeah, BTC will be possibly dumping a little bit more based on the number that we've just seen so much more Bitcoin enter the market. Now, the other answer to all of this is smart money are going to start buying. Right, smart money are going to start buying crypto when they realize that gold dumps, and everything dumps faster, and they don't really recover. And remember, of course, a lot of institutions already know about how much manipulation there is in these markets, because the same people that sold it here may buy it here, because it's all about buying high, selling low, right? And they truly do stick to it. With crypto, pretty much the same thing, but it's going to stand. What's going to happen is a lot of the people who see what the market is doing right now, who understand crypto a little bit more, and we've seen this, and I'm going to use a metric from crypto.com. Crypto.com did a survey and some research, and on the research they found that during the last bull market, so from January to March or something, or February to May, I can't remember, it was a 4-month thing, they realized that more people signed up for a brand new cryptocurrency wallet than ever before in history. What we mean by that is currently we've had 103 million people or something like this on So I can't remember the exact number, guys, but over 100 million wallets existed on the cryptocurrency sphere. So we know these are unique user wallets. During this bull cycle, we ended up seeing almost close to 230 million wallets. That's over double the number of wallets we've had. So there's plenty of people coming in. Of course, some of them may be double wallets, but that's not the point. The point is that's action. That's bullish action. New people are actually creating wallets. Some are institutions, some are not. And we also know from the Coinbase report they released that many years ago they only had a few thousand institutions. Now they've got 10,000 institutions coming into them. Those institutions are coming in. Also talking about Coinbase, there's a bit of a FUD today, but don't worry about that. Coinbase has never actually even given us anything. So if they're talking about, oh, we're not going to do our lend product, who cares? You've never done it in the first place. It's not like you did it and then you got taken away. That would have been a FUD. You've never had it, so what's the FUD? Do you know what I mean? So I wouldn't really bother too much about this, right? So I don't know why people make such a big issue about it. It's like, you've never done it anyway. We don't need to know. When you do it, then tell us. Oh, we were going to do it, but we're not doing it now. Oh, well, who cares? We don't want to know if you were going to do it. Maybe you weren't going to do it in the first place, but you haven't done it for the past 12 years or 13 years, or 11 years actually. So, we're not hoping to get anything from you any soon, because that's what happens with centralized exchanges. See, the problem with centralized exchanges or anything like this, the biggest problem they got is they are kind of puppets of the governments. And I'm not saying anything against the governments, but the point is at the end of the day, the governments are pulling the strings, what you can do and what you can't do. So this is what Coinbase is suffering from right now. So great, they've had an IPO, but the IPO literally meant that they are now on strings. They can't really do whatever they want anymore. They are screwed. So anyway, let's go back into the subject. I don't want to drift away. So what I'm thinking is potentially, and this is just my opinion, guys, potentially I believe that we might actually see at least 50% of people in the global market, and I'm talking about this market here, SPX, right? And we know these guys are already there, by the way. These guys are already in the game, by the way. These guys are absolutely already in the game. They already have cryptocurrencies. They already invested in Bitcoin. They just don't admit it. But the point is they are going to double down on more cryptocurrency because they've seen more gains in cryptocurrency than any other thing in the entire market, right? I mean, when you look at this, for example, let's go to, here we go, March 2021, right? And we just do a nice little comparison. So this is the biggest, largest 500 companies on the planet. Biggest, largest 500 companies on the planet. They saw a 21% gain since the March dump. 21%. So if you put $1,000 here, you would have made $200 profit by hit. That's all you've got. That's all you've got here. When you do the same comparison on Bitcoin from the same March dump, right? Where is it? March dump here. And we start calculating that if you entered, right, this particular market here, and you did it from right from the bottom to this wick here, well, you would have done yourself a big favor. And let me bring this. And you would have made 1,500% gain. So institutions are not stupid. They know this. And I can bet you any money they have already invested in companies like this, and they already have these gains. They have already been accumulating, right? So this all takes me back to what I think would happen in the market if the market was to kind of completely have a crash. I think if we had a 2008 kind of a situation, this will be a catalyst for cryptocurrency, for Bitcoin, for yield farming, for DeFi. Maybe not so much NFT. I don't really trust NFT at this present moment. I think it's in a hype, but I think yield farming would be the way forward because there would be a massive demand for USDT. They will take those USDT, they will put it into yield farming and make 10, 20%, 15% because your bank doesn't give you that. So they would easily make that. That's what's going to happen. And a lot of the money is going to go into the hard assets, the long-term assets, which is like your Ethereum and your Bitcoin, because of potential future gains. And future gains only happens when one of two things happens, as we have experienced so far. One, the market collapses. Well, you have a new financial system. Two, money keeps on printing. The price of Bitcoin keeps on going up. you know. So all of those things kind of add up to one thing. And then if we see a big housing crash or this and that, and again, housing crash, housing market doesn't really help us, because remember, every time somebody gets a mortgage on a house, they literally print money from thin air, right? And once they print money from thin air, then you have yourself a house, right? And then you have a debt now to pay, a debt that you didn't exist on the house. Now you have a debt, and that's how money comes into existence. And a lot of people are now preferring to just rent anyway. They're like, you know what, houses are overrated. We might as well rent and save the money rather than be in a debt, and use that money to invest into other stuff. So a lot of people are understanding investments. More and more people are investing now than they did 100 years ago, you know, because they understand the power of investing, because you're investing in your future. You know, you may invest in a company, ultimately you're investing in the future of that company, but yourself as well. And even though cryptocurrency, most of them are not companies, they seem to be a bloody damn good investment compared to most of them. I mean, when you look at the curve of where they have been and where they are now, ultimately, it's always been a best bet. Doesn't matter what time you enter, it's always been a good bet. And most of the institutions are talking about this. They are saying that we're not investing for, a month. We're not investing for 1 year. We're not investing for 5 years. Most of the institutions that are coming, they're actually investing from their treasury funds and everything for 10 years, minimum 10 years. That's a long haul if you ask me, but it's not long enough, you know what I mean? Because they know that something is not right. They can see the market is acting very funny. So obviously at some point they need to hedge themselves against what may be coming, right? And all of this leads into all of this stuff. Now, there's another funny fact, right? I want to talk about. This one's going to be really funny. A lot of people have been calling for BTC to dump. The dump back down to 30k or something like this. A lot of people have been talking about it and saying how, this is the end of the cycle. Market's going to go down, completely out. But there's actually a lot more. I think there's a lot more that a lot of people are not really understanding. If you look at the entire market, we've been talking about how the stochastic RSI, the market cycle, the market sentiment has recently changed, and how it's been showing us that we are slightly bearish. So when we look at these kind of data points from a few weeks ago, and we've talked about this, where is it? Let me see if it's this one. Yeah, we've talked about it here, for example, how we believe that the RSI is down, everything is pointing down, and we talked about how we saw this bearish sentiment here, right, a bearish divergence, even on a daily, and how we see this massive bearish situation on the weekly. We talked about all of this, right? So when we have already talked about all of this, we're obviously expecting this, and majority of the institutions and all the other players in the market, all the analysts in the market have been expecting this. And we look at traditional data and we also see this, so we've also accepted this, right? So the point is we've been expecting all of this, and then all of this kind of the data brings us back to this September 24th options expiry date. So everything has been there the whole time, and then coincidentally today, right, as a fluke, complete fluke, Evergrande news breaks out. And I'm still wondering who broke it out, because Evergrande said we didn't say anything. We said we're talking amongst ourselves. We might actually apply for a default. That's about it. But what does a default mean? Default means I'm struggling, I can't pay, business is bad. Maybe you guys could lend me some more money because I don't have any more lending power, or maybe you can actually forgive me on my debt. That's what it means. Evergrande has been building, making buildings and construction stuff. They've been borrowing money like there's no tomorrow. They're not even the most profitable. They spent like they're in like $100 billion debt. They only make like $5 billion a year. They're not even a profitable company. It just begs to answer, how did they enter the Fortune 500? How are they even a Fortune 500? I think some small companies like MicroStrategy, they probably worth a lot more. They probably have more liquid money than other people. So none of this makes any sense, right? And then the news breaks out today. You know what I mean? So when you look at all of this, it's begging you to ask that question. Is this some sort of a manipulation? Is this news something to do with crypto? Or is this something completely different? Is this the beginning of something end? And if it is all of this, then what is the future for crypto? Well, I think the future for crypto is very bright, just based on my opinions. I think if this is going to end up being the 2008 situation, if this is going to be a financial market collapse, if this is going to be a global property collapse, right? People are going to look for a hedge. People are going to look for a hedge. Eris here, bro. How you doing? Thank you. Thank you, bro. Thank you, Ennis, man. I appreciate that, bro. Thank you. I'm just trying to give you my honest opinion, honestly, nothing more. So that's what it is. You got to really, really understand what it is, you know, because we as like, you know, we always think of things in two ways. Like, you know, we're kind of bipolar in a sense, or polar, or whatever you call it, right? We either see things black or we see it white. It's really difficult for us to see things in black and white, right? Everything is black and white. Just got to see it for what it is. You know, institutions, governments, countries, for God's sake, El Salvador, they've all come accustomed to cryptocurrency. I mean, today we had a dump. And during the dump, what did El Salvador do? El Salvador decided to buy another 150 Bitcoin. So when you look at all of this, you got to understand exactly how all of this is working and what all of this means. You know, countries are being bullish. More and more countries are coming on board. I mean, we had, who was it the other day? Hungary, right? Hungary came out the other day and made a Bitcoin Satoshi statue. I'm not happy with the statue. That's the reason why I never talked about it, because they did say it's faceless, but sorry, I do see a facial expression there. I'm not really happy. What I would have loved to seen would be something like a shape of a person, Satoshi, and instead of a face or a nose or eyes, maybe just a mirror. So everybody that looks at Satoshi is Satoshi. You are the Satoshi. That's what I would have loved to see, but I think the design was flawed a little bit. Obviously, if people come together, I would love to give my own design and see what happens in that one. Red Timber. How they kind of like predicted this in September, also called Red Timber. Red Timber is okay. This is a funny one, right? It doesn't matter which market you look at, and if, for example, if we're looking at S&P 500, right, and this is daily. Let's go on a monthly and see if it actually shows us monthly. Yes, it does show us monthly. So let's look at monthly. Let's get rid of this data point here. If you look at monthly, you see this is September, only month, you know, out of all of this being red. If you go back and if you look at previous Septembers, look, it's always been a red month, and it doesn't matter whether it's S&P 500, whether it's any global index or crypto. It's always going to be the same. This is a monthly on S&P 500. If you look at monthly on Bitcoin, and let me get rid of the drawing, and this is the video we did earlier on, guys. This is why you're seeing. So, but if you do see this, actually, let me activate the drawings, because the drawings will show you more. You can see all the Septembers are there, and all the Septembers we've always had are red. There's never been a September that we've ever had that's been like, okay, we have had one or two. So for example, I'll show you this, right? When I say never, I can't really say that. So we've had this particular one, which was bearish, and it recovered on this specific September. There was another September here, which was an undecisive September. So it did want to be bearish, but ultimately the bulls pushed it up. But what we're going to look at is the month before and the month after, especially the month after. If you look at September, right, and if you look at the month after, you see this particular one, okay, this data we can't really use that much, but if we do use these datas, we can see that after September, we always end up seeing these really bullish action, right? We start seeing these really bullish action. Here, obviously, it was a bear market, so we talked about how it pushes it down even further. Bear market pushes it down even further. But we don't stay there for that long, right? It's the same thing over and over again, and it doesn't matter whether it's crypto or whether it's S&P 500, the biggest 500 companies on the planet, and this is an index fund. So you can see it doesn't matter which one it is. It's every September, right? We can go back to almost every September. Even this September was kind of bearish, but every September it's the same story. It doesn't matter where you put it, like where is it? October. So this October was dead, but even then you can see every time it's the same story. So whether they call it Red Timber or they call it September or anything like this, it doesn't make a difference. This is how the market reacts and does its thing. Let's have a look what Ennis said. Ennis said, I learned today that every investor is pumping a lot of money in September or red times. Absolutely. Okay. This is something I've even said it. You may have heard me talk about it many, many times, right? What we talk about. So I always say for example, the market is pumping and we have this. Actually, let me find another one. Let me find while I've got the team here. So I might as well show you this. Here we are. So we've got the bubble here, and we've got the e-gold team here. So while we've got the e-gold team here, let me just show you something. So when people were talking about how e-gold is pumping, right? And I was telling people, so here we were pumping, and I drew this line. And I remember we were down here somewhere, and I drew this line. And I said, guys, it's heating up. It's going to come down. So we looked at the market for what it is, and we said, look, the market is saying it's going to come down. And truth behold, we did come down, and we said we're going to come to this line, and we came to this line. We said that I'm going to look at buying around this $2.10. Awesome. Everything was $210. Everything was awesome here. But when you look at a candle like this, right, when you look at some candles like this, you can easily expect what's going to happen next, right? Especially when you look at these, for example. Look at this, right? When you observe these candles, you can see what's going on. And this is a Monday candle, by the way. This is today's candle, right? But look at this. This was already pointing that, look, we're hot. We want to come and touch this line. You know what I mean? So all of this, the way it just works. And for me, I always say, if we are going to, sorry, I kind of went off track again. If you are going to buy, you buy at the when you're looking here at the bottom, but actually the bottom of a red candle is actually the top of a red candle. So that's when you buy on this red candle. You don't buy on a blue candle. When you saw this, and I was warning people, I was saying, guys, be warned, because the market is hot, right? You don't buy on the top of this because you're asking to be wrecked. You buy when this candle becomes red. You start accumulating. You come here, you buy more. That's not a problem. You buy on a red candle, on the bottom of a red candle. You always buy. It doesn't matter how far this red candle goes, you want to be buying your dips on a red candle. So right now, today, if somebody was asking me, oh, should I buy some more BTC? Of course. But when you do buy, especially looking at the market, the way it's reacting, right? How the market has been over bearish because of other unrelated to crypto news. Well, we also need to understand that people are being brainwashed and their sentiment is changing. So if all of this is happening, well, you need to start picking up as much as you can if you can. But overall, are we going to see the market dump even more? This is saying yes. This is saying 42k all over again. Maybe we might test the 42k again and then push up, or maybe we might even push all the way down to 36k. But question remains is, are you prepared to buy now and hold for 6 months to 5 years? If you are not, and if you already have some, just hodl. You don't need to panic. I know someone else today, well, I don't know the person, but they sold all of their Bitcoin today. When the market went to 42, they panicked and they sold everything at 42.5, I believe. Pretty sad. However, I kind of said, don't panic, wait for it. Wait for this daily candle to close. So today at 1 a.m. UK time, wait for this daily candle to close. If this can hold, and remember, this current candle has absolutely no support, no resistance. There is absolutely nothing here. If you look carefully, there is absolutely nothing here. This is a early support zone, right? This was a support zone. And you can see this is where we are. There's nothing here. There's no resistance, nothing. So can we hold this based on these few candles here? I've got a feeling maybe not, because look, there's not really much data here. If you look carefully, and if we do draw a box here just for the range, right? This is our support range currently, and we're actually on the support, just on the bottom range of the support. There's not much here for it to hold us up. So we might come down and possibly test this range, which is a bigger, stronger weekly support zone. So if we come down here, you might pick up those discounts, right? So just understand what's going on here. So that's why I said to him, wait until the 1 a.m. to see the dip. Or what you do is don't do anything and wait until Friday, because we need to understand Friday we've got the options expiry, so we might have a nice little dump up to that time, and then we'll recover. So just wait until then before you buy. Ultimately, if you buy cheaper than 45, you've done a great job. Pick it up cheaper and continue the market, but don't FUD out like the way you did today. So I like the way he put it there. He said, when you were in crypto, you had a ticket to crypto. Now you've sold, you have nothing. And now you're kind of worrying and panicking because you sold it and the market's pumping again. And this is the thing, you have to be a believer or not. So let's see. Right, let's have a look at the chat again. Yes, red candles. Lovely friends today support .up coin. For what, bro? We don't support any stuff here. We don't give presents away. What we do is we buy and hodl and carry on, each man for himself. And it's Dot, we've talked about everybody. We've talked about Dot. Dot is bullish. Dot is definitely going to be pumping at some point. We are expecting Dot to make some massive moves, come back and test these zones and push towards new heights. So yeah, when that happens. But we're not doing Dot up because we don't do leverage trading here. We don't promote leverage trading here. So Jeffrey Montoya asked a question: where does the money go from today's crash? Most of the money that you saw in the total crash would be money that has been liquidated from stupid people who are doing leverage trading, and this is what we're talking about. And you can see here, let me refresh this so we can get a accurate data. Okay, so 273,000 traders was liquidated, right? So 273,000 idiots got liquidated trying to trade all of this and assuming the market's going to pump. That's what happened to these bunch of fools, right? Because they don't understand how the market works. They are driven by emotions. They have zero control on their emotions. You can see here, everything is indicating bearish. Look, bears are in total control. Bulls are struggling. You know, bulls can't buy fast enough. Bears are selling faster than the bulls can buy. We can see this. If we look at liquidations, let's have a look at liquidations and see what the liquidation is doing. And you can see, okay, so good thing is when we're looking at this now, things have calmed down. So I am quite happy about this. As you can see here, for the past few hours, things have calmed down. So the idiots have learned their lessons. So they got wiped out. Now, when you say what happens to the money, so obviously people who got liquidated, they lost their Bitcoin, their Ethereum, their Solana, whatever they were trading. And we can see what they were. So they were trading Ethereum. Most was damaged on Ethereum. So they were trading Ethereum, Bitcoin, what is this? Atom, XRP, Solana, Cardano, Axis, AVAX, and FTM. So we can see these 9 coins, people lost them. Now, whatever the leverage was, obviously they didn't lose the leverage, but they lost them. They got liquidated because the exchange had to pay themselves. And that's what the house does. House is there to win. House is not there to give you free money. House doesn't have any free money. House doesn't make enough money from fees. House makes money from liquidating you. So that's what liquidations are. So house won, and other people had started panic selling when they saw the spike. And when they panic sold, your question to be answered is right here, staring at us. It went into BUSD, USDC, USDK. Now, why would it go into BUSD? Is a big question, because I'm assuming by looking at this already, I can assume a lot of the liquidations happened on Binance. So that's where the money is, right? And this is exactly how you do the maths. And it's flashing, it's telling us the top gainers are the USD coins. Remember, USD, these are the dollar peg coins. So the money's sitting on USD coins, waiting to buy the dip. Let's see what the next one is. Ennis, I invested today more and planning to invest every week a bit extra this month. Awesome, bro. Dollar cost averaging will never lose you any money. All right, dollar cost averaging over a long period of time, and if you do it over 5 years, you're never going to lose any money. You're always going to actually end up making more money than normal people. So it's one way of doing it. But always remember to always invest what you don't need. So if you have bills to pay your bills first. All of these things need first, right? Your living cost is first, and then whatever spare cash you got, whether it be $10 or $100 or $1,000 or even maybe $1 million. You never know. You're probably a millionaire. You put that spare money in there. That's what you do. Let's see. El Bubble said, yes, you told me 2 times and you said the chart is screaming because it was overbought. Exactly, El Bubble. The chart was screaming to us that it's overbought, right? So when the chart screams at us, we sometimes need to stop, take 2 steps back and listen to the chart, right? And even now, the chart is telling us, and I'll show you what the chart is telling us. And I'll show you, look at this bubble. The chart is telling us that we still have potential to come down even further. The only time we will see this dump stopping is when this red line comes here, like this, for example. Let's change this to red. And then when we end up seeing this line here starting to move up, and this line could be blue, when we see this pattern, and also when we see this coming somewhere down here and then shooting back up again, which is going to be yellow. So when you see this pattern on this chart, on the stochastic RSI and RSI, brother, this is time for the market to go bullish again. So we have to wait for all of this to perform, because right now, as you can see, we are not there yet. Okay, so all of this is still screaming that yes, we're going to come down even more. If you want to buy and dollar cost average in and start your accumulation, it's a great time to accumulate. However, it's not a great time to think that I'm going to buy and I'm going to go and do a long, nice little leverage trade, because you are going to get wrecked. Next one. Why would you sell it now? So the brother who sold it, Ennis, asked why would the brother sell at 42,500. He sold it. He's in profit, by the way, so he was in 9k profit. He sold it, but he panicked. He thought the market's going to dip down even further, and he panic sold. So he hasn't got that strong will or discipline to hold, because it's really important to have that discipline to hold the coin for as long as you can, because the market is very unforgiving at some times, right? Especially, like, for example, when we're looking at current market cycle, current situation, people are panicking. I'm telling you, people are not they're not disciplined enough, but they are really, really panicking as well, because everything is scary. Everything's like out there to get you. When you're looking at the market for where it is, it seems like it just wants to go and get you. It just wants to bite your head off. So for that reason, a lot of people are worried. And let me find one more indicator for you. Let's leave this for now. Right, the market is out to get your head, right? And right now, looking at all of this data, we can see we are looking to come down back to this 50-week moving average. However, see, there's another hidden line here, and I'm going to zoom in to show you this, because this is insane. So you see this line here. This is a hidden line. Let me try and see if I can get this in there for you. This is actually a hidden line. Let me get red for you so you can see exactly what I'm looking at. You see this red hidden line here? This is a Fibonacci level, and we're bouncing on that Fibonacci level. So if we're bouncing on that Fibonacci level, we might not even come to this 50-week. We might just do what we did here. We done all of this. So for example, we came here, we went we went all the way up there and came down here, and then we probably bounced back up again. Right? We might probably just end up bouncing back up again. So this could possibly be the thing, but we have to observe and see tomorrow. Also, I don't know how many people noticed I mentioned a moon chart, moon cycle. So we've seen this many times. We actually do get a massive pump and a massive dump around the full moon. I don't know why. I'm not a superstitious guy, but I have seen this happen. In fact, on some charting, you can actually have moon, you can track the moon. On this one, you can't track the moon phases, but there are moon phase trackers out there. Actually, let me just have a look if we do have a moon phase. Yeah, funny, we do have a moon phase. So let's bring the moon phase out here and have a look at this. And I want to look at this on a daily because it is actually quite hilarious. Also, I need to switch this off. And I need to switch this off, because if I don't, I know it's going to affect it. Moon phase. So they do have a moon phase, which is going to be hilarious to watch, right? So have a look at this, how the moon phases work, right? So someone's actually done a great job here. So full moons give us these kind of pumps. A full moon gives us this kind of a pump. A dead moon gives us a, so when the moon phase is different, we get this. And you can see this over and over again. How hilarious is that? Right, someone's actually decided to plot this to show you this. So this is a actual full moon, which goes up, and then we have the second one, which is not exactly a full moon. It's like, I forgot what they call it, but it's the other side, and then it dumps, and then we have a pump, and then a dump, and then a pump, and so it's just hilarious. So we've had our gray one, as you can see. Look, we had our if you look carefully, the full moon, we've had this, and tonight we've got the autumn equinox or autumn moon coming tonight, which is on the 21st actually. So this is, I'm not sure which country they're tracking it from, but UK is actually on the 21st. So that will be after midnight, just before 1 a.m. I believe it is. That's the one that's going to either make us go parabolic or not. But more, I would think it's going to make us go up more than anything else. And this is why we do track the moon cycles, because they are so funny. If you look carefully, it's hilarious. It's impossible, you know, but it's so funny when we look at it at these times. It just becomes a joke. It's like, okay, look, full moon, pump. A grey moon, dump. Full moon, pump. Grey moon, dump. And it's every single time. That's why I actually posted the date, because it was so funny. I had to post it on Discord, and I said, watch out for the full moon. So yeah, this is what we're observing. So as I said, I'm not superstitious. Let's see what happens, how the market reacts to the full moon tomorrow or tonight. Let's see. Ennis asked, the big thing, what I noticed, people automatically panic from the color red in crypto. Yes, color red has two effects. One, it's known as a danger, and two, it's actually known as excitement. So ultimately, in my opinion, color red is confusion, right? Color red is there to confuse you. So I actually have a tool for this, and I'll show you this. You're going to love this one, right? I actually have a tool for this to not confuse me. So this is a custom indicator, right? It's my own little private little script. And if I activate this, you'll see what I mean. Let it activate. Let me move it here, and let me get rid of the moon phase. So I have my own little funny business thingy here. Thingamajig. It's a heat map. It actually shows you what the actual color of a candle is, and I'm going to switch some off just to show you. So I want you to look at all of this area here. You see these multiple different colors, these different shades, so we know what's actually a full bull control and what's actually not a bull control, right? So when you look at this, and I'll switch it off, you'll see how the colors change. So you see this for example, this blue candle, or whichever one we're looking at. Let me have a look. So here's a good one, right? So let's get all of this. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles. Actually, bulls are in control. But when we switch this off, you see there's been 1, 2, 3, which have not been. So this is how we get to see the real story, because they do cause you confusion, because you don't really know who's in control, who's not. You know, and we know in this one, all of these candles were actually bulls were in control. Sorry, so bears were in control, right? Here, for example, we see some, and I'll show you a good example. So you see this red candle here. Looks red, causes panic to us, but actually the bulls were in total control. So you can see anything with this shade is where the bulls are in control. Anything with these kind of shades or red or anything like that, that means the bears are in control. So here you can see bears are in absolute control here. They've been in control since yesterday. That's what we're seeing. That's the true story in the market. Whereas in these two candles, even though they look red, they've actually been under the bull control, right? So you can see red, trying to confuse us. So now we know who's in control and who's not, and by just looking at this data, we can see that we've been in total control here. So I do have a tool for that, because red means confusion. Now, Ennis asks again, I see it as a discount to enter the crypto again. Yes, absolutely. It is definitely a discount. Especially when you see the market moving up. So what I just showed you, what I just kind of showed you right now regarding this, for example, bears are in total control. This is also giving me an indicator saying that basically tonight we could see it dump even further. So when we understand that who's in control and we're not confused anymore, that means that we could potentially see another dump. So if we see this being bullish, we know it's not bullish, because bears are trying to basically squeeze out some more bulls and take their money. So right now, trading is no. Okay, so trading is a no-no. Let the market do its thing, and then you'll see what happens. So that's how we're going to look at this one. And yeah, I mean, discounts. Listen, crypto discounts on a red candle every single time, provided you are buying on a long term. Remember this. I hold my precious e-gold for a few more years. Awesome, bro. Definitely. Bubble, let me tell you one thing. with crypto, you have to have a longer vision. You can't be in it for the hype and the pump and everything. Those are the people who lose the money and then blame everybody else, right? When people FOMO into projects, they actually end up losing money because they're still FOMOing in. They want to make more. The greed takes over. People who are patient, who bought, who done their research, who invested money. So they're not people who bought the crypto for a pump to make loads of money. They are investors who invest in it for a long time, have always seen benefit. And it doesn't matter if it's crypto, even stocks. People who believed in Amazon made money right now. People who believed in Tesla have also made money. There's a fact. Tesla at one stage was about to sell to Google. Do you know that's a fact? Because Tesla was a loss-making company. They were losing money, right? Tesla was losing money. So today, that Tesla badge wouldn't have been Tesla, would have been Google, because Google was going to buy it. I believe it was $9 billion they offered them. And then somehow Elon Musk comes along with magic money from somewhere and says, no, I'll do it again. And then he flips the company. And now look where they are. Do you know what I mean? So this is the kind of stuff you need to really, really understand. And of course, you have a longer vision. You're always going to make money. This entire month will coins dipping. So most of the market, so Ennis asked, do I think the entire market, the coin is going to be dumping? Listen, as long as BTC is continuously dumping, everything will dump with it. And also, what you got to look at is these volumes. They're not real volume. Most of this volume is to do with all the sell orders. So when you're looking at these numbers, they're not the real volume. Only about half of this is probably buys or sells, right? Because you can see the volume is up, but the market cap is dropping, so you know that money's leaving and also moving into something else. And when you observe this, you can look at these coins where you see this was sitting around 60 billion, sitting at 97 billion. So you got to ask yourself the question, where did this money come from? Do you know what I mean? So where is all of this money coming in from? That's how you know that the money's moving out of these coins back into stable currency and is planning to come back in at a later stage. And they are also smart money who are waiting for the 24th of September, which is the official day for options expiry. Right, a lot of liquidations will happen if they do not understand that trading is not for everybody. You usually get wrecked. XRP is going to be coming out some good news. I believe they're coming out with some good news tomorrow, if I'm correct. So keep an eye on that. I'm sure I posted something on Discord. Double check that. That should be quite good. So let's see where that happens. Okay, so Ennis was planning to invest weekly till the end of September. I mean, listen, if you're going to be investing weekly, you shouldn't just pick a month and do it on that month. That's just 4 buys. Do you know what I mean? That's just 4 rounds. And you're going to be aggressive. Don't do that, right? Try to balance it over 6 months, maybe a year. And then you'll see the better benefit of that. That's what I teach people. So let's see what happens. Rico Valesco, sell now, buy in further dump. Rico, only if we can actually know what the actual market's going to do. So we can only, everything we've said here are based on kind of mathematical, right, equations, right? We're looking at the actual market, we're looking at the trend, we're looking at the moon phase, you name it. Everything we're looking at these are all maths. These are not my opinion or anything. The reason we can only do this is based on previous history. We don't know what the next candle is, but what we do know is this, right? And you go back here, and if I activate this again, when I find it, when I reactivate this, what we do know is every white moon, so every one of this full moon cycle, so you can see it's every other cycle, right? So you have this moon, full moon cycle, then there's another one here, and then we have, I don't know what they call this one, and then you have another full moon here. Whenever we have a full one of these, we do pump. So is it good to dump now and then pick up again? I don't think so. If you've got it, hodl, have some patience, give it some love, hodl, because you selling, you are either not helping the market because you're also dumping the price, but at the same time, some whale could come in right now in the next 5 minutes and buy it, and then you miss the boat, and then you got to FOMO back in again. Do you really want that? You know what I mean? So the best advice is, if you're holding onto something, have a long-term perspective and hold on to it for as long as you can, and you'll be fine. However, if you bought it around these levels here, then, and if you're in it for the money, then every one of these candles should have been your profit-taking areas. Do you know what I mean? If you've bought it down here, for example, then you should have taken your profit as soon as possible. So you're in it for the short term, you're a swing trader, do the swing trade. There's no harm. So yes, of course, if you're a swing trader, you make profit, take your money out, reinvest, and keep on doing this all day long. For you, it doesn't matter where we are in the market, because you're swing trading. If you're swing trading 5k, you're making 5k into 6k, carry on. You can make 5k into 6k at any price. It doesn't matter, you know, because you're only valuing that money, and you're not really holding the asset for long. So you're okay. Swing traders are okay. There's no harm in that. Hodlers are the ones that matter the most. They will make the most amount of money. So Rico, I hope this kind of answers your question. L Bubble, now is accumulation time, not to sell. Exactly. So accumulation as much as you can. And it says, I am insane. Yes, bro, I know I'm absolutely insane. This is one of the reasons why my actual nickname in most of the platforms, including this, and it's my gaming nickname, you can see it's the Mad King, because I'm absolutely insane. Jeffrey Montaya said, thanks for the response, I'm listening. No worries, bro, I'm always here. I'm always here to help the community. That's what I'm about. We have a free Discord server. Go and join the Discord. It doesn't cost you anything. And you know, we've got bots and all sorts, and I spend a lot of time actually setting it up. It's there. And on this channel, I also give people the opportunity to come onto the show. So if you want to come onto the show, you're most welcome. You can actually jump onto the show. If you jumped onto the Discord server, let me find the server, that is. So if you jump onto the Discord server, you can see I'm here on YouTube Live right now. So every conversation you're hearing, when you look at the screen and you're seeing my name keep on popping up, that's actually me talking here. So the audio is being fed from here directly to YouTube. And if you come online, you can actually, the public YouTube, they will be able to hear you as well. So you can have a live conversation if you ever want. So the setup is kind of awesome how I did it. If I may say so myself. I know it's not the right thing to say, but yeah, if I may say so. Hold on one second, let me just fix this, because I don't want this to obstruct what I'm doing, but able to still see what's going on. So yeah, that's me. So yeah, bro, I am pretty insane. Yes, I got 10k in Cardano for a long term. Awesome. Question is, when did you enter long term? Did you enter now, or did you enter previously? If you've entered previously, you're doing awesome. Hold on tight. Cardano may surprise everybody, because remember, Cardano also has a conference, I believe on the 25th of this month to the 27th or something like this. I can't remember off the top of my head, but Cardano does have this thing coming on. Also, we've mentioned and we've shown this as well. I believe we showed it here. Yes. So how many smart contracts are already built on top of Cardano, not from now, even from the time of Mary. So we've just had Alonso, and we've had, so since Mary, people have been building on Cardano, and what you can see is a lot of them are time locked, means they are not open scripts yet. Those are ready to deploy. So I'm not sure what they're waiting for, but when they do, I think they're going to come out with a bang. You know what I mean? It's not going to be one or two projects. I think they're just going to come out with a whole 100, 200 projects in one go. And when they do, be prepared to see this coin market cap and the number of coins to just jump all of a sudden. I think that's going to be insane. Cardano to the moon, of course, bro. Cardano to the moon in a few years. Definitely. Cardano is doing some crazy stuff, especially with the governments and everything. And Cardano is actually part of I forgot what they're called, the Atlantic Council or something. I can't remember, but it's part of a monetary system, and they're actually part of that. And so is Solana. So Cardano and Solana are actually doing things side by side on some projects, which is kind of awesome to see. So I know Cardano's working a lot in African nations to actually power monetary systems on their platform. Obviously, they've just done it on paper. They haven't really physically done it yet, but I think it's coming. They are definitely working on something insane, something unique, something useful. Because, I mean, let's be honest, Ethereum and Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a store of value. Ethereum is a supercomputer. You build stuff on it and you make money from it. So you build as many scams as you can, and you make as much more Ethereum as you can. Cardano says, well, why don't we just build a monetary system? Why don't we allow people to do remittance and all sorts through our platform? Now, when it comes to that, there are other competitors. For example, Solana is a competitor to remittance. Elrond is a competitor to remittance. So Solana has some competition. Cardano has competition. But ultimately, it's a matter of who does it first. Now, I do see Elrond partnering, and I've mentioned this yesterday on yesterday's video. Elrond has been partnering with Alchemy Pay and everything. Let's see what that works. But Cardano has actually mentioned something, and I believe it was Charles Hoskinson himself from the horse's mouth. We heard that they are working on a payment system themselves. That's unique, because Elrond has not worked on their own payment system. they're actually partnering with one. Solana has not worked with its own payment system. It's actually working with third parties, right? Maybe they build one themselves, but Cardano has already mentioned that they're working on an actual Cardano Pay network. That's insane. So I need to really see if that come to fruition. If it does, it will be awesome. So there's a lot of potential, and Cardano has a potential to go to $10 at least. I'm not going to go into moonboy phase and say even anything more, but $10 definitely possible. So yeah, thanks a lot for everyone's response, man. Awesome. No, bro, this is what it is, right? This is, look, we're here to chill out, right? It makes everything so clear for me. Awesome, bro. I'm glad it does. You know what I mean? This is really important. Jeffrey says, I will join. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Join, and let's grow this family. Remember, we're not here for BS. We're not here for BS. We just want to talk about real stuff, real logic, and move forward with that. We don't want to be on that FOMO train. Remember what I said earlier on. There are people out there with actual FOMO disorder, and something I'm calling it myself, right? So it's not something I've heard. I'm actually calling it myself. I'm calling it the FOMO disorder and the FUD disorder. And as a joke, I said, look, medically, I don't think they have any remedies, because obviously I've just mentioned it, no one else has ever talked about it. So it was a joke, but the point is, of course, it's a disorder. It's people with zero emotional control, zero discipline. It's a disorder. Very simple. So yeah, I mean, just gotta have belief in yourself, have conviction in your currency, pick one, and it doesn't matter. We don't have to be fussy about which coin we pick, whether we're an Ethereum fan or a Bitcoin fan. This is a family. We're a family of cryptocurrency, the global cryptocurrency market. I mean, for me, I'm a big fan, as much as I am with Bitcoin, of Shiba. And I'll talk about Shiba because somebody else actually asked me about Shiba as well, so I'll talk about that as well a little bit. I want to invest fill time one day, even for the dumps and pumps. I want to invest fill time. Oh, you want to invest full time one day, even for the pumps and dumps? Of course, bro. Of course. So you entered 2 weeks ago before the upgrade. I'm not sure what upgrade you're talking about. Oh, right. Okay, Cardano. You entered Cardano 2 weeks ago before the upgrade. Okay, look, you'll be fine. You're at least, I mean, right now, if you entered 2 weeks ago, then you should be in a little bit of a loss, if I'm correct. But don't worry, hodl tight, you'll be fine. And if you want to work on this full time for the pumps and dumps, that's awesome. Do you know what I mean? You want to invest in it full time, that's awesome. You've got your coin. We have our Elrond community here. So we have the Elrond community, we have the Solana community, and now we have the Cardano community here. And for me, everybody, okay, everybody here is part of the community. That's the most important thing. Now we're going to talk about the Shiba community, because we do have a Shiba community member here as well, sitting near like a ninja. I know he's here. He can't get away, so I know he's absolutely here. By the way, guys, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, please subscribe to the channel. It does help. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. And if you haven't hit that like button, smash that like. Let's get the people, let's tell the people exactly what's going on in the market and how we're moving and how we roll, with no BS, just pure facts, right? Just pure facts, right? What's going on here? Let's have a look at chat again. Tomorrow's school in the morning. Okay, amigo, no worries, man. Absolutely, Anis. That's it. I love the way you just said amigos. Adios, my amigos. Good night, man. No worries. You're welcome. Right, let's go into this. So what was I saying? Shiba. We talked about Shiba earlier on today. I'm not going to repeat what I talked about. Like, for example, when we talked about how Shiba is the only thing Coinbase follows. We're not going to talk about any of those things. What I want to talk about is a lot more than that. Shiba has been kind of constantly posting this Twitter thing, right? So they've been posting something. I think I posted it somewhere else as well. Let me just see. Hold on. SHIB. Because it will be SHIB token. I think this is the one. Let's try this. I think it's this one here. They've been constantly posting something. I forgot what it was, but there was something Shiba token or Shiba information. Let's look at this tweet here, right? And I think I can use this to kind of explain a few bits and bobs, right? So how does Shiba work, right? Or shall I go to something else? No, anyway, let's just work on this. How does Shiba work? So Shiba Swap is their DEX. So remember, Shiba token built the Shiba Inu coin, which is, I thought was a scam coin, and I still think it probably is a scam coin, right? But it has a lot of attention. Great. What they did, they raised the money, they built the Shiba Swap, which is similar to the Sushi Swap. In fact, they do use the Sushi Swap v3 integration, or the code base, to do all the swaps. So they're pretty secure. Sushi Swap couldn't do that because Sushi Swap had only the v2, didn't have the v3. Do you think Shiba will dump a little bit more? Bubble, I'm going to talk about it. You're going to love it. Yes, Shiba. We're going to go into Shiba now. I'm going to talk about little crazy stuff that's happening on Shiba. And I'm just going to use this as a trigger to kind of remember what I need to say, because there's so much Shiba news out there. I don't even know what to say. So I'll just try and do my best. Actually, there, I found him. So this guy, or whoever this is, Shiba Info, remember there's a lot of Shiba guys out there, a lot of impersonators as well, right? But they're constantly been talking about, do you believe in SHIB will reach 0.01? They've been saying that. The other thing they've been constantly saying is Shiba will take a few zeros off. Constantly been talking about all of this, right? And if we go back to that previous tweet, back to this one previous tweet that they made, this particular area, and we'll talk about this. Actually, why don't I just go to SHIB? I don't even know why I'm here. Hold on. Actually, this is so stupid. I should have just stayed on. Hold on. I mean, they got their own Wikipedia, for God's sake. I mean, think about that. They got their own Wikipedia. Right, let's talk about this and have a look at what they are. So SHIB created SHIB. And then from the SHIB, they created this DEX. Okay, so this is a decentralized exchange. They use this. Awesome. So, definitely a copycat, but at least gave it some utility. Then what they did, they made Leash part of the ecosystem, right? And Leash was originally set to be a rebase token, but then we removed the rebase and unleashed its full potential. So they stopped the rebase and let the thing grow. Now, when they produced this, they burnt some of this, okay? Bone has a 250 million token and is designed to be perfectly fit between the previous two tokens, so it's between both of them. Now, there's a proposal for a doggy DAO. We're not going to talk about that. It hasn't come out yet, right? But what you see is they're building this ecosystem of multiple coins that you can trade in between them or with other pairs, right? And when you look at all of this, this is telling me that every time they're producing something here, they're burning this. So there's a burn happening constantly. And there's this whole full ecosystem. And if they move to a doggy DAO system, then it's a whole different ballgame. That means it becomes a decentralized autonomous organization. Means there is no human interaction anymore if they build a DAO. That truly decentralizes Shiba. And if they remove a few zeros by burning or sending to the Ethereum burn wallet, my God, it's on another level. It's on an absolutely other level. By the way, guys, just give me 30 seconds. I'll be right back. 30 seconds. Okay, just 30 seconds. All right, guys. Sorry about that. I just had to quickly go and stretch my leg and get myself a glass of water. But anyway, so Shiba is creating an ecosystem. We already know all of this, right? So ignore all of this crap here. And also what we've noticed is recently the price for Shiba has been dumping a little bit as well. And then we can go back into the Shiba chart. And we know who the culprit is for this recent dump. So when Coinbase started launching it, remember the donation that Vitalik Buterin gave to the India COVID relief? Well, that has started to sell. A lot of people may think of it as a bad thing, but actually it's a good thing. It means that This one whale who had 50% of the supply is now selling the tokens and selling it slowly rather than dumping the whole thing, and finally releasing the coins back to the people, which is exactly what we want to see. So that's happening, and we know once it's completely released, and if the burn does happen, like more burns are happening, and this time it's being truly burned, not being sent to Vitalik, all of this should super help and reduce the supply and hopefully help Shiba go to new places. And already Shiba, remember, is the only ever meme coin that within a few months of release has entered the top exchanges, and also I think it's about to launch on Robinhood as well. And Robinhood is a big exchange, so it's going places. It's going places. So because of all of this, I've put a bet to myself, and I said, you know what, I think if all the things that I believe it's going to happen, I've got a feeling Shiba will rock it. And now I'll give you some metrics as well. This is some metrics. So this was the May dump. And after the May dump, what you want to see is we went all the way down to, and you can see these silly numbers here, 0.00005. Anyway, so far we're hanging around the 0.00007. So we're up about 2. Let's just say 7 and 2. We can see during the Coinbase pump, we went all the way up to 10, which was awesome, right? So we went all the way up to 10. Lovely to see this. Now, what happens when you take a few zeros off? So if we took 1 0 off here, from this 7 to here, that would be 10x, right? So we're just doing some maths. That will equate to 10x. If we took 2 zeros off, that would give it 100x. If we take 3 zeros off, and we're not even a penny, by the way, just take 3 zeros off, that's 1000x from today. So when I look at this, I'm like, is that even possible? 1000x from today? Well, if I was to just look back in history, from when it launched to when it was nothing, and then when it pumped, could we do 1000x? And then I just look at this, and I say, well, why not? We already did 2000x once. We already did 2000x, and then we dumped. We did 2000x, and then we dumped. I'm just using the body. We dumped all the way down to the lowest point. Let's have a look at the lowest point around here somewhere, right? And we dumped 83%. We did that once, and I've got a feeling that if a few zeros disappear, we can do this again. So looking at all of this, guys, it's just going to be insane. In my opinion, it's going to be insane. There's a lot of news around this, so just keep an eye on it. And also remember the project I'm going to be doing, buying 1,000 cryptocurrencies. Well, one of them is going to be Shiba. So I am going to be buying Shiba as one of them. Make sure, because this is one coin that I will be topping up. And then we go where we need to go with this one. So let's see what happens. So do I think Shiba would dump a little bit more? It will definitely follow the market, because everything follows the market. And when the sentiment in the market changes, everybody else will change as well. So there's a lot going on. Also, I forgot to mention, Shiba is actually, they've talked about releasing their own blockchain very soon as well, to save fees and gas fees and whatnot. And they're already operating on multiple blockchains, but because they've done the bridge. But I think they want to build their own ecosystem and then go forward from there. So that's going to be an insane thing to see. Let's see where that takes us. So fear and greed. Let's have a look at fear and greed. So have a look and see what the fear and greed is today. So fear and greed, nothing. So very neutral. Market is very neutral. Whereas in the stock market is, I'm sure, in complete fear right now. But this is awesome. Also pretty steady over, let's have a look at 7 days. Steady. 1 month. Steady compared to where we were. Say for example, this was so this is September 2021. Let's have a look and see where we are. So yeah, I mean, okay, a little bit fear, and then now, as you can see, the sentiment is much more balanced. And this is today as well. This is all today. Sorry, I'm looking, my bad. 2021. September 14th, we had more fear than we have today. So market has not reacted at all, which is awesome to see. And we know the money hasn't left; it's still there. Some people got wiped out. They just literally handed over the crypto to the exchanges. But other than that, market's still here. And we're going to keep on observing how many coins come into the exchanges and how many leave. And already we can see on this live stream we had 4,000 something before, and we can see 3,000 now. So what we're seeing is some Bitcoin is being bought and moved off the exchanges. This is already happening in front of us right now. And when we see something like this, we know the market price will also react to this as well. And we had 9% here, and currently we are sitting at, let's have a look, 8%. So you see how the Bitcoin moving out, price reaction, market starts reacting, all these percentage start going back into the greens. And that's what we're going to see. That's what we're going to see. You know, this is how, you know, sometimes just by moving a few Bitcoins, you can actually change the sentiment. I mean, XRP, all I'm going to say, look, if there's any XRP fans here, all I'm going to say, time to grab some more and just huddle. But if you do make some money, get the hell out as soon as you can. Okay. Cardano, for me, the most recent buy I did at 139, so I'm slightly down, but very small amount compared to the entire market, very small amount. So I'm not fussed. I think the money's going to come in once it flows back in, and it's obviously sitting in a lot of USDT, because the dollar pegs, you know, we've got to watch out for those ones. They're going to be really important to see. Avalanche was overbought, and we knew it was coming, and finally it came. And look, while everything else reacted very differently, for example, Cardano pretty much followed the market, 9-10%, just like the market. Binance, you know, 11%, not bad. XRP took a little bit more hit, but doesn't matter, pretty much average. Everybody's average, right? Everybody's got that. But you see how Avalanche and even Terra Luna, because that was pumping, remember? So you see all of them, how they've given you a massive discount on those, because they are the ones that got dumped the hardest. So anything that pumped in the last few days got the biggest dumps, and that just explains the money went in, retail money taken out, exchanged hands, weak hands lost, strong hands won, and strong hands are now holding onto that money, and they're going to use it all over again. So yeah, I mean, that's what's going to happen. So yeah, guys, if you have any other coins, let me know, and we talk about it. But you know, this channel's, I mean, today's actual stream, this particular stream, is not about your TA, is not about anything like this. Of course, we are doing some, which is okay. There's no harm in that. But it's all about understanding what the market is going to do and how the market may react. Okay, if we did basically have a massive dump or anything like this in the stock market, because I think there's a stock market crash coming. It's overdue by 10 years, a decade now, right? It's overdue by over 10 years. So all of this just says to me that, look, it's coming. And I feel that once all of this happens, the entire crypto market will explode, because a lot of the money is going to go into stuff that do not lose money over time or lose big money. Do you know what I mean? And even if crypto, so for example, even if we did end up losing big money, I'll give you a good one here, right? If the market collapsed with everything else, I think the big investors would be learning the lesson and coming back into crypto, because they know they can make more gains in crypto than they can make in a year. I mean, some of the companies, they invest 100 billion and they make 5 billion a year. How pathetic is that? Imagine you invest 100 billion in crypto, or you make 500 billion for sure. I mean, for us, 5x is nothing. You know, for us, 100x on some alts is just a walk in the park. You know what I mean? So it's definitely possible. So I'm going to have a look at other stuff. Let me have a look. Hold on. Let me see who else is here. Let's have a look. Guys, I know there's a lot of you guys sitting here. If you do come to the show, guys, say hi. It's not a problem. And if you have a coin, let us know what your coin is. Let me see the chat again. Ouchie, hey, love your name, bro. Hi, I'm new here. Awesome, bro. Awesome. What wallet would you personally recommend for beginners? Ouchie, wallet. What type of wallet are you talking about? Explain to me. Do you want a software wallet? Or do you want a hardware wallet? Please explain that to me, right? Which one of those wallets you want, and obviously, I think more importantly, what totally wallets depend on. And let me grab something. 1 second. 1 second, guys. All right, so we've got quite a few questions here. Let me just see if I can answer those questions for you and see how those go on. So I've had okay, this is a good one, right? So we've got Ouchie asking wallets, and obviously I want to know what kind of wallets he wants to talk about. Let's start with the software one. If you're going to go for a software one, I would recommend go for something like Trust Wallet. This is quite good. It's Binance is actually involved in the development of that one. They funded it themselves. They're actually partners, and it's pretty easy to use. So that's what I would recommend is Trust Wallet. Really cool. If you're looking for Bitcoin only, then I would recommend something like the Samurai wallet, which is actually really good from my experience. If you're looking at software only, now if you are looking at, and 1 second, let me just quickly check something, guys. Give me a second, please. Let me just check something. Let me get rid of this, and let me just check something. I need to double check if the audio is okay and everything is okay, because I'm not sure if you're listening to me, if you're hearing me or something, and if the chat is still working. Okay, audio is working, chat is still working, everything seems to be okay. So let's go back into this. Right, so OC, okay. OC, no worries. I see is okay, OC, no worries, OC. It's just the way you've pronounced it. So apologies about that. But yeah, what was I saying? So as a beginner, look, if you're investing very small amounts of money, I would say stay into the regulated exchanges, especially exchanges like centralized exchanges like Coinbase, Binance, even crypto.com or KuCoin or something like this. Stick around with them and just use the exchange wallet if you're going to be only investing a few $100s. Because remember, when you start going into your own crypto wallet, the first thing you have to remember is that all of your seed phrases and everything, you have to be familiar with how to save your seed phrases and protecting your wallet, protecting your keys, because if you lose that, there's no one there to back you up. When you lose your keys, you don't have anything. Okay, so understand this is very important. If for me, basically, obviously beginner level, as I said, if you want to use the software ones, they're really good. So there's a few, what's the other one? There's another one actually, I forgot what's the name. It's called Mycelium. Yeah, Mycelium wallet is quite good. I used to use that. That was one of my oldest software wallet that I used to use, Mycelium. I used to use blockchain.com actually before that. So blockchain.com, Mycelium is really cool. But the biggest kind of coin collections that you can have is Trust Wallet, and it's a new one. It's really cool as well. As I said, if you're small amount, then use the exchanges. They're not that bad. If you're less than $1,000, use the exchanges. And if you want to put on the big boy pants and play the big game, then I recommend you go and get yourself a hardware wallet. A Trezor wallet is very good. A Ledger wallet is also very good. I personally do recommend the Ledger wallet. In fact, I do have a link below the video. You can use that, and it's not an affiliate link. I do not get any affiliation from it. It's just the link that takes you directly to the Ledger actual website. So the main website, that's what it is. Because I always say to people, don't buy the cheap ones from Amazon or eBay like this, because they could be opened, hacked, resealed again, and then come back onto the market for sale. So you are going to risk losing money or getting hacked. So to avoid all of those things, my personal opinion is just go direct to the website, go direct to Ledger, go direct to go direct to Trezor and buy a wallet there. This way you don't risk losing money. All right, so that's very important. You have to really understand the security functions, and also when you do save your key phrases and everything, your keywords for your wallet, you got to make sure you put it somewhere very safe and don't forget them, because if you do, there's no way of recovering them. Let me have a look at the chat again. Give me a second, guys. Hardware should be an investment for the more intermediate investor. No, hardware should be for everybody. If you're holding for 5 years, you should be holding on a hardware, full stop. It's very simple. If you're holding for 5 years, you don't want to be leaving on an exchange, because an exchange could be taken down by regulations or whatnot, or any kind of crap could happen on an exchange. And when that happens, you're screwed. So you need to make sure your money is safe and is with you at all times, and especially, to avoid hacks or whatever offline. This is one of the reasons why I don't yield farm. I don't do any of that business. If I did do any kind of a farming or any kind of staking or anything, I usually do it on the exchange with very small amounts, and crypto I can afford to lose. but I won't take it and do it somewhere else. I don't have the greed nature, because I've seen over time I've made more money by just hodling than doing anything else. So I hope that kind of helps. So yeah, which exchange would you recommend? Okay, let me see. Hold on, what's going on here? Let's go back again. So there's a lot here. XRP2 here. Awesome. Hold that XRP. You hopefully will see something. XRP, we're expecting a $2-3 XRP as long as the market continues to move. Afghanistan journey. Will BTC drop below 30k? Possibly yes, because look, what I want to show you, and you'll understand when I'll show you this, it will make complete sense to you. Right, so we have this pattern. It's known as the log pattern, right? Actually, let me show you here. What did I do with it? Get rid of this. That's what's blocking me. So we have this pattern that we follow as an entire market, kind of how the market trends. And from this, you can see the tops and bottoms, and we'll try and ignore all of this. Yeah, we'll ignore this. So we can see market tops and bottoms, right? And we can see that there's been this time in history where whenever we've gone to a market top, over time, so many years later, and actually let me get rid of all of this as well. What am I? Okay, so we can see that we don't come back to these prices. So over time, right, when you look into the history, you can see how we never come back to these old prices. You know, it takes time, but we never come back. And based on that, if you look at the just the market tops, and I'll change the color for you, I make it yellow for now, so it's easier. So if you look at these market tops, we actually never come back to them. So whenever we hit that top line, we don't come back to them. So you can see how this was 2011, 2013, and if you look at 2017, same story. We hit that top, and we are expecting that we won't come back, because you can see once we hit that top, because the bottom line has always also grown, we don't really hit that line again. So for us, if we did have a dip and we came down, if you look carefully, currently the market, and based on previous history, so this is nothing, it's not a fact or anything, right? It's just previous history, previous patterns. You can see the bottom line for today is actually sitting at $22,000. So if you do ask, is it going to come down? Of course it can come down. Nothing is stopping it from coming down here. For example, when you see how we broke this line here in March, nothing stopped us from coming down here. You know what I mean? So it would take time for this white line also to balance out and include this in the future, right? So, I mean, I've talked about lows as $19,000, right? And this is based on this figure, $19,000. In fact, in Discord, in our free Discord server, I've actually pinned some comments on the main chat, and one of those pin is actually 2 videos where I did a deep analysis of the market. So if you do join, you can see those videos and check them out. Basically, if I remember, I'll put it on the video links as well, but right now I don't know where to go and find them, because I do have a lot of video. And you do know this channel's only been active for like 9 months now actually, or 10 months now. And since then I've had more than 400 and something videos. So we've done more videos on this channel than, you know, the number of days in 9 months. You know what I mean? So it's absolutely crazy how nuts this channel has been growing, and we've been growing quite steadily every day. Few more new people joining, which is awesome to see. You know, the family's growing steadily. You know, there's no spike or anything like this. The family's just growing. Some videos go viral, some videos don't, but there's a steady growth, which is really awesome to see. But as I said, look, if we look at previous history, we can see that this 19k would be something that we might come down to. Can we go below 30? Every one of this Fibonacci line is a level that we can go to. Only difference is over time, as you can see how this curve is moving upwards and how this line is also moving upward. This means our lows are becoming higher lows. So ultimately, because of this, the more time we spend around here, and say for example we come down here sometime, you know, let's just say December for example, if we come to December, then the price changes to around 26k. So the floor is constantly evolving and becoming a higher low. So I hope this kind of makes sense. So 30k is not out of range, it's still there. In fact, on this level here, if you look carefully, I've specifically mentioned the last line of support is this $27,000. So I'm not really discounting anything above 30. I'm saying we could possibly even come to the 30. And if we did come down, then we have one last support at the $24,000 level to the $22,000 level. And then it's all to 19,000 and just sit around there for a year or two, see what happens. But as I say to everybody, be prepared to be holding for at least 5 years. You won't regret it, because 5 years time we'll be back up here somewhere, right? It's always the case. It doesn't matter. People have said Bitcoin was dead so many times. Every time we had a pump and we come down, they said, oh, we're going back to pennies. And it's been the same all over history, but we've never done that. So that's all I can say. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but is anything, discounted? No, we don't believe that 30k shouldn't be the case. 30k is still possible. In the near short term, obviously not, but 30k is still possible. What did you recommend for XRP? I missed it. XRP, I said just pick up some. HODL is on a good accumulation price, because XRP below $1 is actually right now actually quite cool compared to where it was. So remember, a year ago, year to date, XRP was sitting at 5x below this level, around 16-17 cents. So if you're sitting at 93 cents, it's already done 5x. And right now, if the news breaks out, which they're having a meeting tomorrow, and I think news will break out, something's going to come out. When that news breaks out, if they won the case or not, then I think XRP is just going to explode. And XRP could even drive the market back up to normal things. So it's a good accumulation phase. Obviously, if you're holding some from the lower prices, then HODL, just sit on it. I don't recommend anybody to FOMO into other coins right now. If you've got some, hold on to it. Don't get more. Do you know what I mean? If you haven't bought, then it's a good time to buy. And if you've sold the top at good prices, then it's a good time to reaccumulate if you trust that coin, if you believe that coin, if you want to be in it for a long term, right? So this is how accumulation works. You don't accumulate something you don't own. If you own it and you sold it, you've made some profit, and now you're going to use the profit money to accumulate. That's how you accumulate. You don't just jump into it, I'm accumulating. No, you didn't accumulate, you just invested. Let's be real with yourself. So that's what it is. If someone comes in today and says, I'm accumulating BTC and it's the first time I've done it, well, no, you haven't accumulated. You've just invested into BTC. Let's be truthful with yourself. You've just invested for the first time. You accumulate when you sell BTC at 50k. BTC comes down to 40k. You sold the top. Now you're accumulating. You're buying more because you're going to swing trade this. Whether in a swing trade or long trade, doesn't matter. That's what you're doing. You're making money with this. You're constantly increasing your revenue. That is how you accumulate on something, right? So I hope this kind of makes sense. So for example, someone like Bubble, he is a massive e-gold fan. If he sold the top and he waited on USDT and he still held some e-gold, he would be accumulating now to increase his e-gold portfolio. Not the money, e-gold, number of coins he owns. That's what accumulation is. XRP, let's start with software one. Hardware should be Elba would say sound is perfect. Awesome. Which exchange would you recommend again? Would you say stock investment tactics etc would also apply to crypto? I've been reading books like One Up on Wall Street and the little book that beats the market. Okay, I'll be honest with you. So you can read all the books. There is absolutely nothing different about crypto or the stock market. The technicals are exactly the same. The fundamentals are different. That's the only difference you have. So in crypto, you can apply every single stock market indicator and carry on with the market. That's not a problem. It's the same technicals, right? So the same technicals the TA analysis you would use on a stock if you've got stock experience, and that's where I come from. My background is from stocks and forex. So I used to do that before I went into crypto. I did it from 2008 to 2015. So for me, this is where I got my experience, and then now I've applied that experience to crypto and I'm moving forward with it. But the only thing I found was different is the fundamental, right? Which means there are multiple fundamentals. Like for example, I explained earlier on, I'm not sure if you watched the video from the beginning, this is S&P 500, right? So when we look at S&P 500 and when we observe, like, okay, this is on a let's go on a weekly and see this. So on a weekly, this was so let's do a daily one, because it's going to be easier for us to do a daily one. So on a daily, you can see this is a Friday market and this is a Monday market, right? So this is a Friday market. In fact, what's the time now? Time now is 23:17. So we still got a few hours left. But let's just do this one yesterday. So this particular one yesterday dumped 0.81%, right? So this is what the stock market does. So you see, we're taking this data, and if we use this on this, and we use that same fundamental to how the market has reacted yesterday, and I hope this one is the right one. I can't use yesterday. Okay, let me try again. 1 second. Let me just use today's one because it will be easier, please. because I am going to mess myself up a little bit if I do this. So today, let's do a total. So we're taking the full body and the wick, and we say, okay, this was the total that it dumped, which was 2.19%. Let's just use this because it's just so much more easier. And then this is us on today's daily candle, right? Let's just use today's daily candle. So let's get the facts. 2.19, so 2.2%. Let's just call it 2.2%. That's how much we dumped. And then BTC from the body to the wick, we dumped 9.66. So you see here already we have one fundamental difference between the stock market and the crypto. When crypto dumps, it dumps harder, right? So that's number one fundamental, very simple for us to, and I'm just going to give you a few. I'm not going to throw all of them to you. That's one of them. If we use another fundamental, and I also mentioned this earlier on as well, and this was a good one I mentioned. It's actually still drawn there, and I said, look, from the bottom of the market, from March 2020, the actual dump from the bottom wick to where we are now, we have done a 21.97% in the stock market, and this is the S&P 500. And if you use the same metric on crypto, and the fundamentals are different because we've done 1,559. So again, that is fundamentals for us, you know what I mean? And there's multiple other stuffs, obviously. So, you know, like one of the things I always say in crypto, and part of the channel logo as well, 50% corrections for us is nothing. It's just normal for us. We're at such a young market. You see, the thing is, cryptocurrency, you know, now obviously a lot of people are hearing about it, and, you know, everyone's all excited. Some new people are coming in. It's all great. But one of the biggest facts about cryptocurrency and this particular data here, do you know until 2013, there was only about 3 or 4 cryptocurrency on the whole planet, right? There was only 3 or 4 cryptocurrency on the whole planet. This 2011, there was only one cryptocurrency, right? There was only. Thank you, Jeffrey Montaya. Thank you very much, bro. Thank you for coming to the show. I hope you found this beneficial and helpful. Awesome. And I hope to see you in Discord if you do join, and we'll talk a little bit more there as well. But yeah, this is what we got here. So this is only one cryptocurrency. This here, we've only had 3 or 4 cryptocurrencies. There was a few test cryptocurrencies around. XRP was around here as well. And then if you look here, for example, we up to not this, so up to here, XRP, right? So all of this time here, nothing. And then if you look around here, this is when, yes, these are huge differences. And this is when Ethereum and all sorts came out, right? And, you know, this is, for example, from, let me show you. So from around here, from 2017, around this time here, 2017 to the end of 2017, we had the ICO bubble. Someone figured out they can do a whole bunch of ICOs. So we had like thousands of coins pumping, you know, doing ICOs. This was the ICO. Before that, we only had genuine projects here. We only had like 500-600 cryptos maximum. You know, so you can see how the market's been evolving. And then from 2017, a lot of other new projects came out, a lot more smart contracts got trusted. Ethereum is now the king, and all of a sudden we come all the way to 2021 and say, for example, today's date, and now we have, and we can see this, we have approximately 12,008 cryptocurrencies and the market, right? Most of them are tokens, obviously. You know, if we go to Bitcoin's GitHub, for example, and this is going to be so hilarious for, let me just show you this, right? I've talked about it many times. Look, 29,900 times, 29,900 times this has been forked. We're glad that, you know, websites like CoinMarketCap at least filter who's genuine and who's not. Imagine we had 29,000 Bitcoin sitting there. This number would be dwarfed. Do you know what I mean? So do understand all of this. So, you know, we've got 12,000 genuine cryptocurrencies. Others are just forks, failed chains. A lot of them are failed chains and scams. So obviously it's being filtered. And even here, I mean, there are still some scams here. Do not get filtered. They just look so genuine. They do get put in. And afterwards they do a rug pull and just go away. So it's all here, but you've got to look at the big picture, understand the market for what it is, and see how they work. You know, the stock market or all of this, like, for example, a lot of the candles and everything, they're like 300-400 years old. Like, you know, how they do the candle charts, those are Japanese candles, right? They've a long time. Those guys were doing it for a longer time. In fact, if you go back in history, you can find ancient Sumeria were actually, and this is 6,000 years ago, they were actually trading stock on the cuneiform, whatever that is, that writing they had, right? So trading has been around for a very long time. Some people obviously kept it within their country. Other people did it globally, and there are people out there who did globally. In fact, 400 years ago, I think they're one of the first people to actually do a global trade and global stock market trading was actually the Medici family, if I'm correct. And I believe they were from Italy. I'm not quite sure, during the Renaissance. So there's a lot of history there, you know, if you actually understand what's going on. So fundamentally, crypto is totally different in those kind of things. Would you recommend me to get into crypto instead of stocks now that I'm still learning? If you are doing stocks, you just got to understand stocks are a lot more stable, right? Most of the companies who are involved in the stock market, they're usually buying and selling each other's shares to kind of pump each other. That's what they do. So that in itself is a little bit of a manipulation. Crypto is the wild, wild west. Literally the wild, wild west. Each for their own, right? Each have their own little armies. Like Bitcoin has its army, you know, Ethereum has its army. And, you know, I'm telling you, there's plenty more out there with their own army. In fact, we actually have Twitter handles that actually say army, right? We actually have Twitter handles that actually say army, like SHIB Army, Link Army, you know, Link Marines, for example, or Cardano Army, or XRP Army. You know what I mean? We actually have that. So each for their own. We have our own teams. We have our favorites. We pick one coin and we stick to that coin. And then everything else is our secondary. So we don't like, there are people out there who are maximalist, who only focus on one or two coins, and I do feel sorry for them because they do miss out a lot. I myself, I'm openly, this is what I first invested, so this was my, how would I say this? This was the one I learned everything about crypto on. And then from that point onwards, I started diversifying into other cryptocurrencies and just moved on from there. But I used the experience from my stock trading into Bitcoin. And then when I found this to be the most lively and volatile market, and what I mean by that is, listen, which other market does these kind of, you know, 10-15%? Let's get on daily and I'll show you this. You're going to be freaking out on this one. So imagine you're here, and I'm just going to pick two candles. Let's just no, actually, let's do it here. The most recent. Let's just do most recent here. Let's just do this area here. So which kind of a market does moves like this? Dumps 20% and then pumps. So from here, pumps back to 14%. Which kind of a market does this? Nothing. And this volatility is the key. Whereas in stock market is very stable. So you might see a 1%, 2%, 3%, maybe on a bad day 5% move, on a really good day 5% move, or some great company news come out. You see that, and a lot of headache because you got to be observing your news for the company announcements and everything. So there's a lot of headache with forex. Stock market and trading. I'll be honest with you, I used to be always buying newspapers in the morning so I can get my information about which company is going to be listing what. And there's no way of knowing. With crypto, we can just figure it out. We don't even need the newspaper. In fact, in crypto, we say something completely different. We say, give us a chart, we'll give you the news. In crypto, we say, give us a chart, we'll give you the news. Like here, you already know the news before the news broke out until the 31st of December. I don't need you to give me a newspaper to tell me what's going to happen on the 31st of December 2021. I've already plotted it, right? I don't need you to tell me what the market could do, right? And this here has been there for a very long time. I don't need anybody to tell me what could possibly happen here, or if we could calm down or not, based on some news. I can just look at this, and I've drawn this already. We've already got these ranges. All of this data has been there. In fact, some of you guys who are new here, if you go to Discord and if you join Discord, you will see this chart sitting there. It's been pinned here. This is a chart from when we were down here somewhere. We did this chart, right? The first time we did this chart, we were down here somewhere. You can see every single line here, every single price here was already drawn. We didn't have these data here. We were down here, guys. We were talking about a bull flag here. All of this range here did not exist. So everything from 7th of April to here did not exist. This has been generated now. and we were already talking about these prices and lines. And I mentioned to all the followers and viewers and all the people on my private groups who I originally started YouTube for, I said to them, guys, frame this and keep it, because every single line is relevant. And you can see how every single line, it's not exactly, sometimes we can see we break the line, which is awesome, but the lines are there and they are relevant, you know. And these lines were based from this line here. So that's how we look at market, you know. Everything is relevant at some point or another. But so coming back to you, OC, it's going to be risky, so make sure you have risk management. And if you're reading books, then that's a great thing. I always say to people, study a little bit at least before you go in, especially follow the Fibonacci patterns, because I've noticed cryptocurrency actually respects the Fibonacci patterns more than anything else. So follow the Fibonacci, study some Fibonacci's. I actually do have a great book on Fibonacci's below, and it is an Amazon affiliate link, but you don't have to use my link. But that book itself is a really good book. I think it's $96 or something, or £96. How I look at that, of course. So let me answer Afghanistan first. Shall I get into dot now, or will market crash more by tomorrow? Dot itself hasn't. So Afghanistan, this is for you, right? Afghanistan journey. Um, Dot hasn't really done anything during this particular parabolic pump, and Dot has some news coming out, I believe tomorrow or the day after. That again, all of this news is coming out at the end of this month. So a lot of the cryptocurrencies on purpose have scheduled their meetings and their events at the end of the month, right? In fact, tomorrow, I believe, or tomorrow, the day after, we've got the Polkadex news coming out regarding so many coins coming out on Polkadot. So there's big news coming around Polkadot. So because of that, I would suggest, and this is no financial advice, obviously I'm not a financial advisor, what I would recommend is pick up as many as you can and just hodl, bro, hodl, because that's the only way. Because Dot hasn't come out with anything. While Solana was pumping, while eGold was pumping, while even Bitcoin was recovering, Ethereum was recovering, Cardano was pumping, Dot really didn't do anything. And I've been telling everybody, I said, guys, Dot isn't doing anything. So when we were down here somewhere, I said, Dot really isn't doing anything. Dot attempted it, but unfortunately we suffered from that flash crash. But Dot really hasn't done anything. You see, Dot is so close to go here, break its all-time high and go parabolic, but Dot really hasn't done anything. So we're too close to say it's not going to do it. The probability is so high that we are going to break this line. It's a matter of when the money comes in, because the attention has been on Solana, attention has been on Cardano, the attention has been on eGold. Anything that pumps, that's where people FOMO. But in reality, this has a potential to pump. So this is why a lot of people have been accumulating and buying this particular coin and sitting on this. And so far, again, it's respected all of these levels. If you look carefully, it has respected these levels, and so far so good. I mean, and we're still bearish. I mean, look at this. We've supported and respected this neckline. We never went below this neckline. In fact, we're even higher than this neckline. Again, awesome, 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 bullish, right? So this is what I'm saying. And all we got to do to complete the bull cycle is break this neckline. Okay, break this neckline and we're back up again. So let me come back to OC now. OC asked me something. How would you say to absolute beginners should educate themselves with crypto market? I myself am interested, but it's overwhelming. You've said that. Yes, get that book. No worries. Okay, OC, again, I'm going to tell you one thing. Whatever you do, any market is overwhelming. Trust me. When you open up the charts for a stock market, you go to a broker or you go to Forex, it is overwhelming. Trust me. The best thing to do is pick yourself one coin, and any coin, right? So pick yourself, go to the Coin Market Cap or CoinGecko or Coin Paprika, doesn't matter which one you use, go there and just leave it on default. Look at the rank and pick any one of these top 50 coins, except USDT and anything to do with the dollar, because they are not cryptos. I mean, they are cryptos, but they're pegged to the dollar, so they're not going to make you any money. Find any one of these cryptocurrency within the top 50, pick one and stick to that one. And whatever you do every day, you come and, like myself, look, this chart, these charts do not change. In fact, that's not the chart, this is the chart, not this one, my bad. Sorry, this chart here, where is it? This one here. This chart doesn't change. I do evolve every now and then, means I do change it, but that's your chart. This is where you do all your charting. You pick yourself a chart. So whatever coin you're going to pick, you pick that chart and you work on that chart, and you work on it and you work on it, and you don't stop working on that chart. You upgrade that, right? The people chose Doge. Puk asked, the people chose Doge. Doge is alright. There's nothing wrong with Doge. I don't see a problem with Doge. I talked about Doge recently where I said, look, Doge, Vitalik Buterin has recently joined the Doge Foundation, and I think that he's going as an advisor, he's going to be definitely advising them to do a lot more stuff. And I believe that Doge might be seeing some sort of a crazy news, some sort of an upgrade coming in. Of course, we have Elon Musk also involved in Doge as well. He really wants to push it forward. And the team is coming. In fact, the original developer of Doge is also coming back to the market. So yeah, I mean, if you want Doge, then all you got to do is pick Doge and just stick to Doge, right? There's no harm. As I said, you pick one and you just stick to that. That's the key, right? What you don't want to do is pick 100 of them and confuse yourself. All you got to do is pick one coin. Let's just pick, not this one. So let's see. Let's try and find something. So I'm looking for something that is slightly longer. Do you know what? Let's just use Binance. Let's just use Binance. It might be long enough there. It's not enough. Obviously, we don't have full data from 2014 because that's when Doge came up. Not many exchanges actually did trade it. There were a few, but I'm not sure where they are. But anyway, if we just look at this, Doge has infinite supply. Doge had the Elon Musk pumps. You can see, suffered from the Elon Musk FUD about the cryptocurrency environmental thingy, brought the market down, and everything is awesome. So look, Doge is kind of following the market right now. And I think if Doge finishes or kind of fixes his infinite supply problem, because that's one of the biggest things. And remember, it's a top 10 coin as well. By market cap, it is. So you can't really ignore it, right? Where is it? Let me go to... Let me see if it's here. Because there's a great news coming out. Dupac, awesome, bro. Thank you very much for subscribing. I appreciate that, honestly. Thank you. Bitcoin. So, OC, you ask, is Bitcoin a good coin to choose? Absolutely. It's not about too many. Bitcoin does have the largest swings technically, right? The reason is Bitcoin is the leader, and one of the things you have to understand, and that's something you will not see. And sorry, let me just go back into this because I think this is more important. One of the things that you will not see in the global market for stocks, you will not see this data here. Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies is a decentralized open ledger protocol, so we are all able to see what's actually happening on the network. So when we see this, we see that the entire market cap currently sitting at $1.93 trillion. So we know that these 12,010 coins now, so look, 2 more coins added, and it doesn't stop, trust me, they are coming. So we have $1.93 trillion in this market cap, and we see almost close to 900 billion belongs to Bitcoin. So that means this particular number here belongs to him alone. So when it does belong to him, that means when Bitcoin does a swing, everything else takes a swing with it, right? So it's pretty hilarious. When Bitcoin is like, Bitcoin's the leader, when Bitcoin, I don't know how many of you, so one of my favorite dancing, Irish dancing is like what they do, river dancing. So there's always a leader. Obviously that leader, you see them dressed up in a different way, and they create a beat. And then what you notice is everybody else follows that beat. And this is what this is the lead dancer of the crypto economy. And then obviously when the dance starts, everybody else follows that beat, and this is what happens, right? So he is the leader at the moment. He does own half the crypto market cap, so the swings are fairly big. But of course, what you said, technically it is more steady than everything else because the moves are not as hard. And yes, definitely you can use this or any coin. As I said, just pick one, but pick the one that you are invested in. That's what I'm going to say. So it doesn't matter how big your investment or how small your investment is, pick one coin that you invest and you build that chart. And over time, as you move along, you build, and then you build new data points, and then you continue. And I'll show you a good example of data points, how I've been doing it. So these are some of my charts, old charts. Everybody's seen them many times. I don't change them, and if I do, then I do it usually live on the thing, and if I did it offline, then I do update everybody and say, guys, I've did this. Here's a good chart, for example, that I've built over time, and you can see this data here, for example, and this is a continuation. Let me bring it on a larger time frame. So this is built on the BLX chart, Brave New Liquid Coin chart, and you can see how we've been plotting the data on this, and this is a longer time frame, right? So this has been something that we've been building on. This is going to continue to be built over time, and you can even see how I have plotted the next halvening date. So we do know up to that time we're going to start reworking that as well and continue. So you don't need too much data, but you can move forward, and then you always have a secondary chart which you work on your daily stuff or your seasonal stuff. Charting, my best recommendation, again, links below in the description. Again, no affiliate link or anything, guys, just a free link for you to sign up, and you can use it completely for free. Is this TradingView, guys. So TradingView is one of the best, I believe, out there right now. So you can just go to TradingView, open an account. It's completely for free. You can sign up and use the premium version, but you don't really have to, provided you don't use more than 3 or 4 indicators. You're absolutely fine. I normally only use 2-3 indicators, so I'm not really that fussed. I don't really need it. This particular account is a complete free account. There is no premium stuff, and I can prove that to you here, just in case you guys think that I'm a hypocrite that I use premium stuff. I'll show you a good example here. Check this out. You see, this is a complete free account, guys. I don't use a premium account to show you guys. I don't do that. I do have a premium account elsewhere, but that's got to do with other stuff, and I can use those. But I do prefer just using the free stuff, and I promote freedom to people, and I say, why do you have to pay for something if you can use it for free, as long as you know what you're doing? Because on charting, we don't need indicators to tell us what to do. I actually only need indicators to show to you on the video. I don't use indicators. These are not indicators. These are my own lines. You know, a trend line is more superior to any indicator out there. You know, it's telling me what the market is doing. When I'm using this particular indicator, RSI or stochastic, this is a powerful indicator, momentum indicator. It shows me exactly what needs to be done. You know, but other than that, I don't really need anything. I can just track it by using this market data that I've got and following previous historical data points and move forward with it. So that's what I'm going to recommend. Use TradingView. It does have all the for example, it has everything. You can see all stocks and everything, so anything you could imagine it has here. It is a very powerful tool to use. Definitely great. And it's got a massive community as well. Also, we have a community. You can actually go into the community section, get lovely ideas, and every now and then I do post my ideas here as well, so they do come along as well. We do live streams here as well, all sorts of other stuff, but I don't do any of that anymore because I'm just so busy with YouTube, so just keep it there. But yeah, I mean, I hope all of this helps, but as I said, I hope my advice helps you. You know, and yeah, I just hope it helps you, you know, because yeah, so crypto, you know, there's loads of differences, as I said, between stocks and crypto. Stocks is safer, crypto is a lot more volatile, but volatility is your key. If you know what you're doing, you can make money. If you can follow trends and chart them, you'll be absolutely fine. Fibonacci's are very important. The Fibonacci books are very important. Read some of those, and as I said, pick one coin and stick that coin. You'll be fine, guys. You'll be fine, you know. So yeah, but also another thing is, like, for example, I mean, I don't think I have to say this to you, OC. On this channel, I myself will show you some data points a lot of the time. So I do talk about it. So I think it will be a good idea to pop in every now and then. And I'm not asking you to surprise going like that. If you want to support me by subscribing me, great. I'm not asking for anything else. You can subscribe, you can hit that like button, you can come and join my Discord and talk to me after the hours. If I'm around, then you can obviously talk to me. But what I'm saying here is, a lot of the time I will point this out. So let me take this one off. A lot of the time I will point these data points out and I'll say, guys, this is what the market's done. This is what's going on. Hold on one second. Why am I bugged? Right. So I'll point out and I say, guys, this is the kind of moves we've done, and this is the kind of a cycle we follow. And I use multiple points of in the chart as my indicator. So for example, I use the Bitcoin log growth curves as my indicator to the market cycle tops and the market cycle bottoms. You know what I mean? So they're really good to actually indicate it when it's going to be top or not. You won't believe how much you're helping me, bro. Listen, that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for, honestly. I've never ever. So for me, I've got some premium clients who actually pay me to, kind of teach them stuff. I actually do go and teach classes as well. But you won't believe this if I tell you. I actually tell them to come to YouTube and ask me, or come to my group and ask me, and I'll do it for free for the planet. And they say, no, 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 no. We will pay you to come and teach us privately. So they willingly paying me. I don't ask for money. And I say to them, I say, I don't want your money. I've been blessed enough. I don't want your money. But if you want to pay me, you can pay me in crypto. So that's what they do, right? I don't actually, I don't want it, but they still do. And I always tell them, look, whatever I've learned over time, I just want to pass my knowledge on, and that's what I preach. So if I can pass my knowledge on to people, and if I can help one person, even one person per stream, and I aim to do a million stream. And if I can help one person on one stream, then I've actually succeeded in my goal of helping a million people over the time. So I want to get a million subscribers to prove to myself that I can do this, and I can help a million people, each person one day at a time. And that's the whole idea. Help a million people over a million thing and get a million subscribers. You know what I mean? So nothing more than that. Other than that, I don't need anything else. So for me, it's all the same. Whether you ask me a question here, it's for you. I'm here for you. If you ask me a question on my Discord, I'm here for you. It doesn't make a difference. I don't charge. You think, yeah, how much do I don't charge. That's what I'm saying to you. I don't charge anything. My information is free, publicly free for everybody. What I say to you is what I'm going to say to you in private as well. It's the same difference, right? I will teach you the same thing. But of course, if somebody wants a one-to-one, then I always say to people, you tell me what value you found and you make sure you pay me in crypto. And that's what I say to them. I say, just pay me in crypto if you find value. So if someone books me for 8 hours, I'll be like, okay, I'm going to give you this. This is the module. We're going to do a 4-hour intensive course, right? You're going to sit there with your notebook. You tell me what's this worth after you realize what you're going to make with it. And there's been crazy amounts. Obviously, I can't say the numbers publicly, but ultimately, there's been some crazy amounts. I mean, I can say this much. Back in 2017, 2018, people used to pay me anything between 0.3 to 0.5 BTC. That's ridiculous, right? I mean, imagine how much that's worth now. But that's what they used to pay me, and sometimes even for just for 1 or 2 days lesson. But I'm here for it for everybody, man. I'm here for everybody. Those days are over. I'm not here for the money. Those are gone. People get you to teach them things privately. As I said, look, people join me, people know me through Discord and everything, private conversations. We obviously, once we're confident, and in UK especially, we do meet up because a lot of my clients are actually from UK. There's actually 2 clients from the Middle East, but other than that, most of my clients are in the UK, and so I actually see them in person. I travel to them, I see them in person. And yeah, I mean, whatever I need to do, I teach them. I actually do trading for some people as well, but that's just they are willing to take the risk with letting me do the investment for them. But I've got a long relationship with them for a very long time. So, it's you get to know people once you're in the game. And also in this channel, I'm very new. How would I say this? I only recently, so about 9 months ago, when I opened this channel or started doing crypto stuff on this channel, this is when I became public. So before that, I used to keep myself to myself, completely private. I never ever told anybody what I do or how I do it, and I had a few bunch of my investors and my clients, not investors, and yeah, I just work with them privately. So it's a little gathering, little family, and just kind of helped and support them. And in the beginning, I was charging for it, so I used to specifically charge, like I'd be like, okay, you pay me this much. Eventually to the point where I didn't really need the money anymore. So I kept on saying to people, just pay me in crypto and you tell me how much do you think this is going to be worth. If I give you a strategy that would potentially make you, a 10k into 100k, how much do you think that's worth? And then somebody would like, I think it's worth this much. I'm like, okay, fine, that's what you do. Because I'm not doing anything on pen and paper. Do you know what I mean? So I hope this kind of makes sense, OC. Um, yeah, it's not about the money, man. Those days are gone. Those days are gone. There was a time when I was struggling and I was desperate for money. There was a time when, I would sell myself to do anything to buy crypto. And I'm telling you, that time was down here. There was a time when, I was prepared to lose everything to go into crypto. And that time, my friend, was down here. That time, my friend, was down here. When I entered crypto, finally understood, because I knew about crypto since 2010. And around this time is when I was prepared to literally give up everything and go into this. Might be interested in having someone teaching me how to chart and analyze. Of course, don't mind just watching your stream and stuff, but actually being able to ask stuff instantly makes it much easier. Definitely, bro. Listen, if there's little questions here and there, if you're stuck, I will happily gladly help you on Discord. It's a public thing, so everybody will get benefit from it. My whole idea is if I can give free benefit to everybody, that's what I'm going to do. But of course, if you want to take it further, that's a different story. Connect with me on Discord and we'll talk there. That's not an issue. I have no absolute no issues with any of this stuff. The only thing for me, as I said, I find is you value your time. It's not me. What do you think you're going to take from this? You value that, and you tell me. I'm not here for the money. I'm not going to ask you for money. So that's a different story. As long as I've got time, I'll do it. But obviously, if someone's going to pay me to teach them what I know or how I do things, then I'm spending my time, and I'll be obviously asking for, not asking, but expecting a reward for my time. Do you know what I mean? It's just kind of one of those kind of things. I'm not sure if he's here. There's another brother. He spoke to me today, and he actually, so I don't want to show it's a private conversation, but he's apparently booking a 5-night holiday to Dubai in March. That's his treat for me. So I said, yeah, solid. Why not? Do you know what I mean? Funny thing is, I didn't tell him that I'm actually also planning to go to Dubai in December myself. So yeah, I'll probably do my own family one. So I'm doing a family one, and then I'll probably join him as well if he's going there for another 5 nights. Why not? Do you know what I mean? So I think that's his kind of way of kind of rewarding me, but ultimately that's all good. It's a happy days. We might catch up in this and that, but I'll see. I might be busy, but I do my thing. And he knows as well. I've never asked him for a penny or anything like this. And also, some of the guys in my private groups, they also know this as well. There are times when I'm involved with other projects. I do some kind of advising or sometimes other involvements with projects, and there's plenty out there. Trust me, I know a lot of them. And sometimes you get the opportunity to work on a project, so you get to know inside stuff about a project, and that kind of helps because you can build upon stuff, because I do have a plan in the future to literally build my own blockchain at one point. It's a matter of finding trusted people and getting a development team ready and literally building my own blockchain, building my own cryptocurrency, but 100% decentralized. That means that cryptocurrency, nobody will own anything. Maybe we might keep some for the developers, but there will be no founders, nothing. It should be a complete decentralized autonomous organization, complete decentralized autonomous blockchain. So it would be a complete new word, and it runs itself if the code is good. So yeah, that should be quite awesome. Those are the things. I mean, I give opportunities to people. I always tell people, guys, this is a good opportunity. If you want to join, then join. So that means I don't just tell them about a company. I actually give people opportunity to join the company. So for example, if I have a project that I'm working on and I think it's a good project or it will have value, I will actually tell you guys, do you want to invest? Because I'm investing. And normally when I say something like this, I'm the equal share. That means if 10 people invest, then I'm 10% in it as well. I don't front run anyone. I don't own any shares bigger than anybody else. I always do this equal as everybody else, because everybody to me is equal. Everybody has the right to make so much money. So that should be good. You understand what I'm saying? I got so much valuable information from just sitting here and listening. Awesome, bro. Thank you. I really appreciate that. That sounds like a show I watched a little while ago. What show, bro? I'm not sure what show you're talking about. What show? Are you talking about like those? No, I don't know. What show? What are you relating the show with? It's just opportunities I give. Startup. Startup. Yeah. But no, it's different here. It's not just, I mean, so look, I work with projects. I jump into multiple projects. I take an opportunity. I reach out to a lot of these projects as well. I'll give you a good example. Recently, I got approached by Nexo. So I talk about Nexo. They want me to work with them as an ambassador, as a product ambassador, and work with their brand. And I've said to them, I said, look, maybe, but not now because I've got my own brand to look after. And I would love to come and just maybe partner with you, or you can sponsor my channel. So I've said to them, you can sponsor my channel, and I'm obviously already kind of telling people about Nexo, how good you are. Now I can stick the link underneath and stick the link in my video and say this channel is sponsored by Nexo, and then we can move forward with that. So that's one of those things. But as I said, I'm trying to build my own brand here, and most importantly, people who understand or have supported me from day one. I feel that everybody needs an opportunity to buy that one coin. Imagine, like, this is what I'm trying to say here. Understand this. Imagine you had the opportunity to buy a coin that was down here, similar to what Bitcoin just did. Imagine you had the chance to go back in time and buy a Bitcoin in 2010. Because I know I would do anything to take that 2010 coin. Those coins that I threw in the bin in 2010 because I didn't trust it, I would do anything to go back to 2010. And that's what I want to build. And that's what I believe the whole community has a right to be in. Imagine everybody had a chance to be in a project, right? Not by just owning the coin, but actually being the founders of a project, a community project, a community decentralized project done by the community, built by the community, for the community, and everybody involved is a part of the community. And then that 2010 coin that we make, or we travel back in time and we grow to these heights. I think there's potential out there, and it all depends on tokenomics. So I was speaking to someone the other day and I said, look, there is so many options out there. With the smart contract functionality, we can build anything. We can build absolutely anything, and we can programmatically do certain things with it. We don't have to have a proof of work mining. We can actually do a proof of stake mining, which is absolutely fine. And we can algorithmically create a mining coin and reward the people for using it and holding it and move it forward. It's about a few people starting a company with a completely standalone currency. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. I believe there's a lot of potential when the community come together. If you put 10 people in a room, they can do anything. And imagine when 100 people or 1,000 people get involved in a project. And it's not about the tokens. Remember, a lot of people confuse projects with tokens. They're like, you got 10 million tokens. How many million tokens you're going to give me? I'm like, no, that's not how it works. I spoke to someone on LinkedIn because I'm recruiting on LinkedIn. You can go and see my LinkedIn profile as well. In fact, on my YouTube channel, on the corner, you'll find my public profiles. And I posted a job and I said, I'm looking for a blockchain developer, and I've had a conversation with a few people. And I'm giving them an opportunity. I'm saying, look, you can either work for us part-time or full-time as a developer building this. Tell me what level of experience you have. Or you can come onto this project as a project founder. But the project founder, there's a lot more. So if someone who comes and just works will earn money, of course, that's it. That's all you get, is a little bit of money, maybe a few coins and this and that. But somebody who comes into the project as a founding member, you are putting a lot more on the risk, because whatever tokenomics we do, you're not selling them. You're not going to be able to sell them until everybody else comes in. But that means that we are using the people, human power. Like, for example, Facebook has 2 billion people using it, and it's one of the top companies in the world, if not one of the top 3, I believe, right? That alone is human power. It's powered by human energy. Imagine we can create a cryptocurrency equivalent to Facebook. You create a cryptocurrency or a blockchain which is powered by the people, not the token, and the token just gets appreciation based on the power it receives. It's all done. It can be done mathematically. So I'm obviously working with a lot of people, and I'm looking for developers, but so far all I find is greedy developers. Sounds like Hex, very similar to Hex, bro. In fact, I was used to be one of the early investors in Hex. I did sell my Hex when Hex doubled for me, so that was quite awesome. So this is Johan. He says sounds like Hex, very similar to Hex, but you see with Hex, he used a staking protocol to lock. So he took your Bitcoin, or he gave people for Bitcoin snapshot. That means if you own a certain amount of Bitcoin, he took a snapshot and he gave you free coins. And it was great. I love his idea. In fact, he's recently doing one where he says you are sacrificing your money. And now he's doing a world tour and buying designer clothes and this and that and posting it all over the place. And I'm thinking, how cringy is that? Dude, we know you didn't, people didn't sacrifice it. That's just a legal term, because if people sacrifice and not invest, then you are not a security. I understand that. So, I mean, it's another way of doing it, and we might call it a sacrifice. But the difference is, with Hex, you got your coin. You had to lock it up for a year, 2 year, whatever. You know, he's got these time locks, right? But I'm saying, what if we build a project and we lock 50% for 5 years, 10 years, that any of the founders cannot sell anything for the next 5 years or the next 10 years. And it's a completely decentralized autonomous blockchain. So not a decentralized autonomous organization, a decentralized autonomous blockchain. The people, like how Bitcoin is, the developers, it's complete open source. The developers will build, develop, and increase and do whatever it needs to do. I think that would be insane, right? But obviously, you need to get great minds together to think of something like this and move things forward like this. Well, it would be really awesome to see. Very humble. Thank you very much, bro. Lots of people would never share. Many people won't, but I don't believe in a one-man show. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm doing YouTube here. That's a different story, right? I don't really need too many people. But I believe that if you believe in something powerful, like this is Satoshi, how Satoshi of Bitcoin, the creator of Bitcoin, the original guy who created Bitcoin, who made it come to the world via some, Reddit chat or whatever, and then eventually left. Think about it. He didn't really build Bitcoin to what it is now. He literally built the foundation and left. That's what he did. That's all he did. He built the foundation. He released it in 2009, January the 3rd. And then in 2011, 2 years later, after seeing all the development and everything, he left. And nobody knows who it is. I mean, think about that. Did he build it for himself? He shared it with the world. He gave everybody an opportunity to get the free Bitcoin by just mining it on a small computer. And remember, the computers back in the days, they used to be pathetic. And you used to be able to mine 50 Bitcoins. Every 10 minutes, you could have mined 50 Bitcoins on one of those blockchains, right? So he gave everybody an opportunity. He shared it with the world. And look where what the world has rewarded for those people who entered here. Look how the world has rewarded them. How the people, the power of the community has been rewarded by the community. These guys who believed in it, who shared everything, who went out, who were the preachers. Some of those guys even been to prison and whatnot for cryptocurrency. There's actually documentaries out there you'll see, or some of the original guys. And look what the community has done for him. They've done their part. They left it, and then they left it to go wild, and that's when crypto just went wild. You know what I mean? So it's all part of innovation, but I think if you keep it to yourself, then no one really knows. You can go and preach about it, but then if people don't have access to it, that's also a problem. So if you take away all the nonsense and let the people decide, it's a whole different ballgame. What kind of developers are you still looking for? You've got a junior software engineer. Awesome, bro. Awesome. Someone who's so you definitely need to do. I'm not sure if you have any software architecture in experience. So what you need to be able to do is need to be able to set up a whole blockchain, whole fee mechanism. That's brand new. Or you take, for example, like when you've got a blockchain or like something like Ethereum or something like this, you can literally take that data, right? Something like Ethereum or something like that. You take that data, you copy the whole blockchain, which Pulse Chain did just do. Pulse Chain literally just copied. The founder of Hex, right, Richard Hart, literally copied the whole Ethereum code base and is now launching his Pulse Chain. And that's what it's just. He just copied the thing. So that is something else as well. If somebody knows how to do that, then of course we can change some parameters and launch the whole thing. But it has to be completely decentralized. That is the key. The key is decentralization. It's not who owns it. I don't want to be a founder. I don't want to be known as a founder. And I expect anybody else who's building shouldn't also be known as founders or anything like this. But of course, being a founder, founding team, being a founding development team, you will have your rewards. But if you don't believe in what you built, then it's not, this is not a project. This is not decentralized, because if you're expecting payment. But if you are one of those people who believe in what you have conviction in what you just built, then you should be able to trust yourself to lock it for 5 years and say, I'm not going to pay myself for the 5 years, and open it up to the world as an open source and say, guys, come and build on this. Here's my smart contract platform. Come and build on this. You know what I mean? No worries, bro. Give you 3 years. Still senior dev. Awesome, bro. No worries, man. Listen, nothing goes anywhere. Nothing is complicated. Trust me. OC, you're saying it's complicated. It's not, bro. I'll tell you this much. I'm already working with a few bunch of people who are already actually kind of talking about designing a fresh thing. In fact, I've had a group recently. They approached me, and they are actually going to be showing me a prototype that they have been working on, built on Hyperledger, what was it, Hyperledger, Fabric, and JavaScript. So it's using 3 different languages, and I said, fine, I've heard about Hyperledger. I know, I mean, JavaScript and Fabric is like pretty much everyday essentials, but when you got Hyperledger there, that's fine. But can you build me a blockchain? And if you can build me a blockchain, I want to know how secure it will be and how it would function and how all the nodes are going to be distributed, because I don't want it to be centralized, and I don't want to limit how many people can open a node. If it's a mining cryptocurrency, there's no pre-minting or anything, then anybody should be able to open a node, stake a few coins and be able to mine as much as they want. It's programmatically there, so it should be Bitcoin 2.0. Do you know what I mean? So that's the whole thing I want to do. So yeah, I am working with a few people. That team is in India. I am working with them, so let's see what they deliver, obviously. But look, it's for me, it's been a passion, honestly. Finding out about crypto, learning about Bitcoin, jumping into Bitcoin, being in crypto, coming all the way up to now, to my journey to this very second where I'm talking to you on YouTube today. This whole journey has brought me to a thing where it's inspired me to say there are some problems in the cryptocurrency, and someone has to step up and someone has to change those problems. There are definitely centralization problems, there are decentralization problems, there are tokenomic problems, there are manipulation problems. How do we take all of these problems out? How do we build something that is not governed or hyped up by anybody? How do we build something that stays decentralized, complete autonomous, that there is no human interaction? The only thing you can do is send code to it. Even the code shouldn't be able to be sent until it's governed. So we have a complete governing mechanism, which then sends out the code and deploys the code and does the upgrades and everything. So that part is definitely complex. So that's not going to be easy. I mean, obviously right now we do consensus and then we do an upgrade. But right now I think if we are going to do a governing model, like a governance model, then everybody votes, the community votes, and those upgrades get done. So that should be insane, because I do have a dream. I don't know who's listening, if there is a developer here who's working on a cryptocurrency project or anything. I have a dream to build a bank on the blockchain, because I think that's the way we need to move forward. Banks are a Stone Age technology. They're dying. They're a dying breed, right? So banks are completely dying. So we need to build something, the new, the banking 2.0 or whatever you want to call it, right? We need to build that. And I think the way to build it, an open banking network, not the fake open banking they call it. We open an open banking network on the blockchain. I think that would be just insane, and there's definitely privacy and security and everything. So it's not a small task, but I think if a good enough team come along, and they believe in what they're building and they're passionate about it, similar to how the Ethereum community or the Bitcoin community built the project, and so many other communities, by the way. Even eGold, they were kind of built first before anybody got paid, and when they got paid in eGold. You know what I mean? So when you look at this is where a project the builders, the developers have true faith in what they're building, and they believed in something more powerful, and look where they are today. Do you know what I mean? Very powerful stuff to understand. So yeah, I hope all of this made sense and didn't bore everybody. I know I've probably bored a little bit. A few people have been bored and just left the stream or something. I'm not sure, because it started off with what happens when the financial collapse happens, and look where we ended up, right? I might have to watch this stream back. Clutch Bulldog, awesome, bro, awesome. Nice to have you on the show. I hope you find value. It has been going on for some time, actually. I'll be honest with you. I don't know how long have we been streaming. I can't even see. I think we've been streaming for some time now, but you know, it is what it is ultimately. And this is, nah, I'm chilling. It's cool to hear your excitement. Awesome, bro. No, it's not. Listen, I'm not excited. I'm serious. That's the thing. Someone to be excited is one thing, but for someone to be completely passionate and dedicated and convicted into a project or something, or have a vision for the future, is a whole different thing. And for me, I'm definitely a visionary. I do have a vision. Only thing I lack in is the experience in building. So I have done development before, but more to do with pen and paper design. I've never ever actually designed written code. So if that makes sense, well, not never ever. I have written basic code. In fact, I'll see. For you to know, I am actually a founder of a software company, but software as in a software product, not a development company. So I've stepped down, but I'm still there, like one of the founders. So I've kind of stepped down, but ultimately I have a vision. I want to take that vision somewhere else. So yeah, I mean, listen, it is what it is, and being in the game, you build passion for it. There are times when you don't just build things for anything, you start building things for other stuff. You just move forward, and it's like a whole different ball game. Yeah, that should be quite interesting. But yeah, I mean, if you have any other coins, guys, throw me a coin. I'll talk about a coin. Love the fact that Aussie's chilling, so that's cool. Let's have a look at the entire market right now. Let's see what the market is doing right now as we are there. And let's have a look at it on an hourly. Yeah, we've got 15 minutes left, and just as I expected, remember earlier on I said the market is going to be dumping a little bit more. What you can see on the hourly, so if you look at the daily, it does confuse you, where it shows you how bullish we are, but actually if you look on the hourly, or even maybe the 30-minute chart, you can see how, look, we are coming down, you see. So we have been dipping while we've been talking here. This was that wick that you saw, and as you can see, we're closing the gap and we're still dumping, just as we predicted. Well, not predicted, I wouldn't say predicted, just as we projected earlier on. So I hope you can see this. Chilling, interesting. Planning on starting a company this December as well, just selling templates and sites and stuff. Awesome, bro. Do you know what? Do it. You need to start somewhere. Do you know what I mean? You absolutely need to start somewhere. I know I asked 3 times already, but what exchanges should I sign up right now? I'm going to say every single exchange that you can possibly find, every single top exchange, because one of the number one factors, exchanges don't cost you any money to sign up. Sign up, do your verification if you have to, do whatever you need to. Every single exchange, the more the merrier, because you never know which exchange is going to go down. Also, never put all your eggs in one basket. That means never ever trust one exchange, especially the centralized ones. Okay, so go out there and open 10 different exchanges, especially the top 10 exchanges that you can find. And for us, like in cryptocurrency, we've got Coinbase, we've got Binance, we've got Kraken, we've got KuCoin, we've got Gemini, what else we got, Huobi, and a few others. There's plenty more, even FTX, right? So there are global exchanges out there. Sign up for every one of them. Okay, there are some links below the description, you can use them, but I don't, just go and open all of them. There's no harm, and trust me, a lot of the viewers on this channel now respect what I've been telling them, because what's happened is every time we have a massive liquidation event, some of the exchanges can't handle it, or the API goes down, and they've been losing out on buying a dip. Whereas for me being on multiple exchanges, I'm able to jump onto another exchange with the low liquidity issue and just buy whatever I want there ASAP. And also sometimes what I do is I do arbitrage as well. So if I find an arbitrage opportunity, I do it. There was a recent arbitrage opportunity that I did, which was regarding a crypto I talked about yesterday called BitDAO. I'll show you what I mean. You're gonna see it, you're gonna be like, what the hell? So this is the price of BitDAO. Have a look. This is the price of BitDAO today. And I went to Poloniex. Let me pull out a chart for you. Let's just use this Doge one. So this one here. And on Poloniex, you can see it's trading at $2.39. So do you see there's a little massive arbitrage opportunity here? So you can pick it up on Uniswap or SushiSwap for around $150. So, and then sell it here and make that 70-80 cents more per coin. So there was a massive arbitrage opportunity. I played this yesterday, and as you can see, it's doing it again today. So I might just jump off the stream and go and play this again. And so yeah, I mean, having as many exchanges is crucial, especially in crypto. Never trust one. You know, because any one of them could be shut down or have some sort of a glitch or some sort of an issue, and more often than not, they do have errors, or they can't handle the server cost or servers, you know what I mean? So that's the biggest problem a lot of these companies are having. But if you look at the decentralized one, they don't need you to sign up. You can use them freely whenever you want, and none of them ever go down. That's a fact. So yeah, I hope this kind of makes sense. Just open every single cryptocurrency exchange there is. Spend a day, just do it. Trust me, it'll be well worth it. You will thank me for this. I'll give you a good example. Actually, I'll tell you the truth. I just recently checked out my phone, because remember, all these central exchanges also have apps, and I was going through my phone and I decided to put all the apps together. And I can tell you this much: I have 108 cryptocurrency exchanges and other crypto related apps. 108. So that kind of freaked me. I was like, wow, over time I accumulated so much. And yes, I have different wallets, different exchanges, you know, wallets that do certain exchange functions, you know, multiple things for multiple stuff. For example, the browser that I use is called Brave browser. And my Brave browser actually rewards me for using Brave. And what I do is, in order for this reward to automatically come to me, it usually comes to what's it called, Uphold. There's a wallet called Uphold. So automatically my Brave browser reward, and let me have a look. For example, there's nothing here, it's not showing here, but oh, here it is. Look, 24 BAT. So I've got 24 BAT. That goes directly to my Uphold wallet. So I need a wallet for that. You know what I mean? So there's wallets for everything, multiple wallets for everything. Awesome, bro. You know, as I said, there's links below. You can use them. In fact, actually, if not the Binance one, if you use the Coinbase one, I believe the Coinbase will give you $10 if you buy $100 worth of crypto anytime. And I think when you do that, they also give me some as well. So you can actually use that, because if you do use a link, you get that $10. If you don't use a link, and don't have to use mine, use a friend or family's, but whenever you use a link, you get that free $10. And as soon as you get that, and you've done your verification, go to Coinbase, and there's a section called Earn, and you'll find some free coins there as well, and just earn all of those free coins for taking a lesson or something. And sometimes you can get anything up to $20-30. Last year, I remember I did it for someone, and there were so many different cryptocurrency earn offers there. I think I got them almost $120 extra in cryptocurrency, if I remember correctly. And then that money pumped to a higher amount, obviously, during the bull market. So they ended up getting more free money. So they were quite glad with it. They were like, damn, I didn't realize you can get me all of that. I was like, no, it's just there. You know, if you know how to do it, and if you use a link, obviously you can use that link and make the most of it. So hope this kind of helps. Remember, it doesn't have to be me, it could be anybody, but just use a link, get that free money. Why do you want to let it go? So I always say to people, if you're getting free crypto, take that free crypto. So let's see how that works out. Let's have a look. And what I'm going to do, I'm also going to go and grab some more water and see what's going on. Okay. Wow. So yeah, I mean, we got 42 minutes to closing. 42 minutes to closing the candle. And yeah, candle showing bearish. So I hope was yeah, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Ultimately, I don't think anything. I think, look, as I said, 24th is a key date for us. 24th is a key date for us. Whatever happens, we're going to have to wait until the 24th to see exactly what happens. But so far, market's playing funny. And we're struggling to get above this zone that we broke, this daily zone, this mini zone. Coming back into the support zone. Let's see what it does, you know. What's happening with the live? My dude, is it safe to send my ID to these exchange sites? Yes, absolutely. So Binance, Coinbase, they are technically regulated. So anything regulated, unfortunately, you have to do your KYC. You have no choice. Okay. Most of the companies to operate in legal jurisdiction places, like, you know, for the country's law. So some countries you might not need to, but other countries, unfortunately, you have to do KYC AML. Normally just one form of ID is enough, but you have to do this, because if you don't, then they don't like you, and when they don't like you, you are going to end up having some problems. So please do understand this. You know, you need to be verified. Do your KYC, do everything. It's really important, because if you don't, then you're causing yourself a problem. Okay, I can see OC. Okay, Clutch Boy Zog has joined Discord. Awesome, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Who else is here? So we've got Clutch Boy Zog. He's joined. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Super, super. And we can see OC has also joined Discord. Thank you very much, guys. You're awesome, awesome for joining. But yeah, as I said, centralized exchanges, or even some decentralized, no, not decentralized, but centralized, you have to do your KYC. You've got no choice. The only place you don't need any of this stuff is decentralized, but then you've got to be able to navigate the decentralized exchanges in order to do it. And one other problem you've got is, in decentralized exchanges, there are no fiat gateway. There is absolutely no fiat gateway. There's some companies building on it, like, for example, the project Ramp. They're building a solution which should be awesome, but it hasn't been integrated totally everywhere yet. But there are some fiat gateway platforms coming in, but right now, no, nothing much. So you got to be very, very careful. So yeah, your way into crypto initially would be through there, you know, unless you can get into like a USDT or something and stay in that forever. That's a different story. This is so hilarious. So I just looked at my notification. Coinbase literally just sent me a email and says, refer a friend. Qualified referrals can get a share of 1.5 million in Bitcoin. It's the same thing. It's usually the standard rewards. So I don't even know why they're even saying something like this, because we've always been part of this. You know what I mean? So well, let's see what happens. End of the day. So stupid. Anyway, kind of scary, but oh well, it is what it is. Of course, bro, exactly. It might be scary, but unfortunately, there's absolutely nothing you could do about any of this stuff. You know what I mean? If you're gonna be, you know, if you want to get in, remember, any company that, and this is the problem with why I don't want to be a founder in a company that I want to build, or any crypto company that I want to build. Why I don't want to be a founder is because being a founder means that you are under the sniper thing, which is scope, right? So they have a weapon on you. They've got a gun on your head, literally, you know. And this is why I want to build a decentralized autonomous organization, or decentralized autonomous crypto exchange that has no founders or anything like this, because that then says to us that, you know, the governments or anything, they can't come and put a gun to my head. You know what I mean? Because that's what it is. You know, so got to understand all of this and see how things go from there. So that should be the thing forward, you know. It's sad, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Because for us to peacefully have anything in crypto, we have to kind of just bow down to them. You know what I mean? We have to bow down. We've got no choice. So let's see what happens. Left Johnson. All right. Crypto Psycho, hey bro, how you doing? Awesome, man, awesome. Nice to see you on the stream as well. How long you been here? You ninja, you've been here all the time. Always like a ninja. I appreciate your comments and everything, bro. It does really help, all the likes and comments you give me. It does make all the difference. Yeah, I mean, it should be awesome. Let's see what happens. El Salvador, doing awesome stuff. Right. All right, guys. I mean, I'm not gonna make this any longer. I think this stream has been pretty awesome. I believe everybody that's come here, asked me questions and everything, has been very awesome. I don't want to drag it any longer. I don't want to become Richard Hart, who does streams for like 4 hours, 5 hours. So let's see where that goes. That will be insane, right? And yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed the stream. And let the market do its thing. Or unless you want me to stick around for another 35 minutes and see where the market goes, that's a different story. Because we are going to see something. There's going to be some moves here. Get rid of all of this stuff here. Yeah. The candle's pointing down full force. You know what I mean? Full force. And we did see that the data was suggesting everything is bearish, even on this hourly. If you look at the stochastic RSI and if you look at the RSI, you can see how both of them are pointing down. In fact, RSI is actually at a very good zone, but the stochastic RSI is showing trading sentiment is down. So we are going to trade down and come down again. So right now I mean, this is a great zone, 27. Come on, below 30 RSI is a fantastic zone to pick up as much as you want. But again, as I said, on the longer time frame, like today, maybe it's showing very good, but on the longer time frame, this could even go down even further. So be observant. If you're going to buy, you need to be prepared to hold it for some time before the market flips back up. But this would be the best accumulation zone right now, if I was to say anything. And then when we see it flip back up into the 40, so remember 30 is a good zone, but when it flips back into the 40 and it doesn't reverse back, that's when we know we're super bullish, we can move forward. But obviously these are smaller time frames. Ultimately we want to see the larger time frames play the game, and you can see the larger time frames, we just broke that 40, we're going to come to that 30, I believe, and we're going to rebound. So let's see what happens. And you know, the blue line is still leading down, it's not leading up. We want to see it lead up, and then we're going to make that move. So that's what we need to look out for. Give it a few more days, in my opinion. I mean, tomorrow is the full moon. Actually, no, I think we just got the full moon in the next, according to the UK timetable, should be 12:48. So that's 22 minutes, I believe, from now. So yeah, approximately 22 minutes time, we're going to have the full moon, the full whatever. And then I would give it a day or two for the market to bounce back up again and move forward. So yeah, other than that, guys, I'm gonna go enjoy the full moon. I'm joking. No, I just want to go and have a bit of water. I didn't get out and have some water. I want to go and have a drink, and want to go and smoke a little cigarette as well while I observe the moon and see what happens. I'll probably turn into a werewolf. Imagine me turning into a werewolf. Damn, I'm telling you, Wall Street, I'm coming for you. You know. Imagine I become a Bitcoin werewolf. That'll be insane, right? But no, I'm not superstitious at all. I don't believe in ghosts or anything like this. I believe in parallel dimensions and multiverses. So yeah, it's mostly to do with reality or logic. I don't believe anything such as ghosts or spirits or anything like that. If they do exist, I would love to see one. I have attempted many times. I haven't seen any, but I have used a Ouija board, and it did kind of freak me out, but I didn't see anything, so I don't really know what's going on. But yeah, I mean, those are for another day. I mean, do I believe in aliens? Yes, I do, bro. I do believe in aliens. I'm telling you. You know, I believe that logically, with billions and trillions of planets out there, with billions and billions of galaxies, the chances of us not having an alien connection to something is just impossible. Do you know what I mean? The possibility is just so much greater than the impossibility. So, yeah, that's what it is. Obviously, he's laughing. But it is what it is, right? It's late night. Um, but yeah, you know, when the market is down and when we go into an extended bear market for like a year or two, I'm telling you, on this channel, we'll be talking a lot more about alien ghosts and all sorts of other stuff. You know, we'll be probably sharing stories of the paranormal or something here. I'm telling you, that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to obviously mix it up a little bit, put a little bit of crypto in there. But I am thinking about all sorts of crazy stuff because you know the bear market is like the most boring time in crypto. When we go into these extended market, what do I update you about? Nothing. Oh, market's going down even further. That's all you update, right? So that time is coming, but I don't think it's there yet. You know, but when we do go into an extended bear market, you'll see, you know, 6 months to a year, it'll be bearish, and it's like every day is boring, and everyone's panicking. Oh, when is it going to go up? And that's what you talk about, right? So that's when we're going to mix it up a little bit. We might do some Area 51 or maybe even Area 52, throw a bit of that in there as well. So yeah, you know, put my tinfoil hat, switch the camera on, do my tinfoil hat thingy, you know, put some alien things on, whatever. Yeah, we'll have a bit of fun. We'll have a bit of fun, you know. But yeah, I mean, awesome, you know. And so far, I love the community, especially today. Even though I mean, wow, we've had loads of people come in today, and loads of people already left. You know, and especially thank you to the members as well, like Ennis coming onto the show, one of our members. Awesome. You know, all the guys who actually subscribed today, joined the channel. You are awesome. You know, can't thank you enough because it does help grow the channel. You know, we're close to, I believe, about 1,700 subscribers now and growing, counting, and pretty much every day. Let me actually check. Hold on, I can actually check. Um, let me see if I can see it here. No. No. Where is it? Cause I know the channel's been growing quite well and steady. It's like been on a nice little growth curve. Pretty much every day it's been growing. Yes. Wow. Okay, we just hit 1,700, guys. This is awesome. We literally just hit 1,700. My God, thank you very much, guys. This is awesome. This is awesome. Wow. And yeah, I mean, this has been insane. The growth has been really cool. Some videos just went viral. I mean, look at this one. How do YouTube Shorts work? 1,800. But yeah, I mean, some of them go viral. But this has been insane. This is awesome. Wow. So it's only saying 2 days. So 2 days ago we had 1,693, and now we've got 1,700. Awesome, guys. Thank you very much. I really appreciate this. This is just showing absolute growth. Every day it's been growing. As you can see, the curve has been fantastic. We're pretty much doing the Bitcoin logarithmic thing on our channel, which is really appreciated because I am a massive fan of the logarithmic and how it's kind of tells me what the market's doing. And you can see the channel's been pretty much going like this, even though Bitcoin's been doing it for the last 12 years, 11 years, 12 years. We've done it in the last 9 months, which has been insane. Do you know what I mean? For us to start the channel around here somewhere, making the first videos, crypto videos, and then now pushing all the way up here. Awesome growth. We've done 1,700% growth so far from 0 subscribers. Awesome. But other than that, guys, like, share, subscribe, smash that like button. I'm not going to say anymore. Let me go and smoke a cigarette and go and have some water. It's going to be awesome. and I'm going to catch you on another one very soon, and we'll do a lot more of this on next Monday. So these long streams we do Monday. Normally we do stream during the day, usually UK time around 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. We usually do this. I do announce it on Discord and we move from there. But those are the normal streams. On a Monday I sometimes do a double stream, so this was a double stream today where I did one in the day, my usual one, and then I did another one in the evening. Because these ones are longer, we can talk for many hours, no issues at all. And yeah, I mean, these streams do tend to be very long ones. Other than that, guys, like, share, subscribe. I'll catch you on another one very soon. Appreciate everybody coming over. Thank you very much to all you awesome people for coming over, especially OC, Crypto Psycho. You know, shout out to Johan for coming over, and then just he was there. So yeah, he was there. Awesome. Who else was there? The Punk. Awesome. Thank you very much for subscribing and coming over. Awesome. Thank you very much. Really appreciate all of that. Bubble, you're awesome, bro. Always there. I'm sure you're sitting there like a ninja somewhere. Jeffrey, thank you very much. Afghanistan Journey. Awesome. Thank you. Ennis, thank you very much. I know you're not here, you've got school tomorrow, but awesome. Thank you very much for coming, sharing the love. And yeah, I'm going to catch you on another one very soon. So other than that, adios my amigos. It's been an absolute pleasure.